Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the Drive, baby.
The Drive Guys, Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles. It's drive time with the Drive Guys.
And it's Friday. We start with two for the show. Are the Kings saying farewell to DeMar DeRozan tonight? Will we be saying goodbye to Mark Jones? Where you want to start with that? Alan.
We gotta go with DeMar.
Yeah.
Let's start with DeMar.
Tonight's a celebration, right? So I think there's posters that'll be given away. I've seen that on social media. Saw that a day or two ago. I assume there will be, if there's a celebration, tribute video or videos or
Yeah, I'm trying to think, Whitey, when this has happened before, and if I'm not mistaken, with older guys finishing their careers. Well, that's the thing. I don't necessarily know, and I mean this coming off of yesterday, as there's been a lot of discourse about DeMar DeRozan because of the guy from the Nerd Pod, Carson Breber. I am trying to figure out what exactly they are celebrating. Because if he had said, I'm retiring, then that would...
He was asked yesterday, have you thought about what's next? Have you seen that? And he basically said, no. Yeah. Like, no, I haven't thought about it.
Right.
Yeah,
I have no problem. Doesn't matter that he only played a couple years with the Kings. I have no problem with that if he was ending his career. For example, Russell Westbrook, they're not doing one for Russ. I know it was 1 year, but it was quite the impactful year Russell Westbrook had. So I mean this as, naively as possible. Yeah, I'm just curious about the celebration and what we're supposed to do with it.
It's a way to draw more attention to what he's accomplished in terms of moving up the scoring charts. It's a way to thank him for his time here when he's been the consummate professional through some really difficult times.
Right.
Beyond that, what's the significance? We could only guess. But I know Jason Anderson wrote about the potential of the Kings saying farewell to a number of players tonight. So it would make sense that might be the case, but it's possible that not even he is sure about that yet.
Right. And I guess I'm trying to think off the top of my head, and we wouldn't know because it's not as if these things would be in the larger media, right? I don't think that ESPN is going to cover the Kings celebrating DeMar, but I'm just trying to think of other situations that are even similar to this, or if this is a bit more unique. Than
nothing's really coming to mind
right?
for me. Yeah, it's very unique.
Because again, it's all connected to if, somebody plays one season with the team, but everybody knows it's their last season, that's different. We don't know that with DeMar.
Typically what's done is when a player returns.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know that DeMar talked again yesterday to the assembled media. He talked about how they did this for me. Had videos in Toronto and San Antonio and Chicago. But yeah, this is it's unique. Doesn't mean anything wrong with it, or it doesn't mean that, it's an indication something's going on. But it is just a little bit different. But I think the Kings are just celebrating in a year when they haven't had a ton to celebrate.
Yeah.
Look at what this guy's done. Let's honor him.
Right.
Because he has honored us with his professionalism.
Well, I guess for me, I'm just not going to think about it as deeply as maybe I typically do and just take it on.
You can't help it.
Yeah, I really
That's
can't.
the first thing when you saw it, you started thinking of. What is this? What is the angle? What's going on here?
But what does it all mean?
Yes.
It is a tinfoil Friday after all. Got to be careful with the rain wearing the tinfoil hat.
Yes,
but
you
it
do.
is a tinfoil Friday.
Like I said in the crossover, a little worried about you out there tonight.
Well, what happens if
there's lightning and you got a microphone out there in the middle of Sutter Health Park?
I always tell you about my Turkey Bowl days where I was MVP.
You do talk about that a lot.
I have cutters. Remember those football gloves?
You had an MVP for
I was the MVP.
Pickup game?
No, it's Turkey Bowl.
Okay, yeah.
It's got a name. It's a big deal.
Okay.
It's Turkey Bowl. But I have the cutters that have the rubber on the inside. Should I do the game tonight holding, with gloves on, with my football
You have to
gloves
talk
on?
to your, I don't know what the forecast is exactly.
Safe.
Last I saw, there's a 45% chance of some rain tonight.
There's a break at 7 o'clock, but then it comes back.
But I did not see, and I know I mentioned this already during the crossover, I didn't see any lightning in the forecast. When I thought yesterday, I thought there was some talk of that. So.
No, and I'm trying to...
But still, at the same time, with the microphone out there in the rain, is there some danger with that? Just electrical.
And I hate the rain. You know that.
I didn't know that.
I wake up in a bad mood when it's raining. That's number one. But I'm going to power through
Yeah.
for all the River Cats fans out there that are going to be toughing it out. I don't have a poncho. I have a couple different options that I'm weighing to wear tonight.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping. It doesn't seem like the rain's going to be heavy.
I don't know. 45%, that could mean there's not going to be much rain, or it could be it's not going to be often, but when it rains, it's going to be
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that reminds me, too. Maybe the reason I hate the rain is because I always think about tarping the field. And I get it. When you're in AAA, you don't have to tarp the field. But there was nothing worse in high school or playing pony. Hey, guys, it's raining. We got to get the tarp. I would skirt all that work every single time.
Okay.
I would just be walking around, Whitey.
Did you ever have to do that, Jay? I've never had to do that.
You've never had to tarp a field?
Never had to tarp a field.
The worst.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Jay, and then
Thing
you all
is
gotta
heavy.
lift it up
Yeah.
and get air under it.
Yeah, don't let the air run.
I'm next to the biggest guys on the team, just going like this. All right, let's just get out of here.
I'm with
man.
you. You make it look like you're doing something, but you're not doing anything. I'm with you.
Then there's always one idiot that wants to run under the tarp. Hey, look at me. Guys, we're taking longer here.
Yeah.
Then you think they're going to cancel practice, but they don't.
Well, this had to be really bad for you when you played at Temple, because you guys had to drive 45 minutes to the field.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah, and then tarp it
No,
off.
we had Penn State, and I actually balled out that game. But we had Penn State. The tarp, it was the water on top of the tarp was frozen.
Uh-oh.
So we had to break the ice, then take the tarp. You know me. I was in a corner. Coach, I got to stretch my hammy. I'll be there. I'll be there, man.
Have you ever been to a game, Jay, as a fan when there was a rain delay?
No.
Yeah, that's not the most fun.
Me neither.
I've done that a couple times.
I just dip. I would just leave.
Yeah.
No. You're
Depending
not
on
a
the
real
game.
fan then.
Maybe not.
I'm kind of the opposite, or maybe the same. I wouldn't even go if there was a chance of rain for me.
I gotcha.
I'd be like, I'm out.
I remember 99 opening day at Candlestick, and the game was delayed. The start of opening day was delayed by rain.
No.
So that was.
That's different. That's
well, they're
opening
going to
day.
play in 45 minutes. All right.
That's different. That's opening day.
We're sitting there in the bleachers. With
You
my
working?
feet literally in a puddle.
Fan or working?
Fan. Yeah.
Yeah, I got some bad shoes to wear tonight.
Yeah.
You know.
But anyway, as far as DeMar tonight, it's a nice gesture.
Yeah, I'm trying to not do the Allen thing, and I'm just gonna say good for him and good for the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know, I don't know what to make of it. I don't think they know what to make of it. I think they're just thinking of a day to do. It's the same thing I know Russell Westbrook had past somebody. I can't remember when they did their special day for Russ. Maybe that's what it is, Whitey. They already kind of did a night for Russ. Even though it
you
was
could be right.
during the season.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, we got to do something for DeMar.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, I know Jason Anderson in the B wrote about how tonight could be the last home game for a few members of the Kings. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And here is our first text. You knew it was going to go there. And again, if anybody's listening from the Kings organization, this is us reading a text. This is not me. 2 years of losing gets a celebration, ? Lots of Kings have been through worse, and they didn't get any recognition. Very weird. That is from Rob M.
I understand this point, but it's not weird to me. It's different, but it's not weird. I understand it.
I'm trying to figure out if we had disturbing yesterday as an adjective, and today we have weird. I don't know if weird is the right adjective that I would use, but I do understand your larger point, Rob, and a lot of fans are going to feel like that. When you say celebration, people are going to think, oh, we're celebrating some version of success. The Kings are almost celebrating DeMar and his career kind of outside of what he's done in Sacramento. Even though he's, done some good things in Sacramento, it hasn't come with a lot of team success. So you got to compartmentalize it a little bit, Rob, and I understand if you just don't feel like doing that. I get it.
I could see how some fans would feel like there is nothing about this season that anyone should be celebrating.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way, but I understand that view. By the way, from the 916, Alan, be a man. I was playing softball and all that lightning last night at Mather. Aluminum bat? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm literally going to be out there, so I am being a man because I'm literally going to be out there. I don't want to. That's
You'll
the
be
thing.
hiding behind Dinger.
That reminds me. Whether or not you want to be out there in the rain is a different conversation versus being out there. Because that was a big thing with my mom, right? We would dirty some dishes. Most of the time, it was my little sister, and my mom would say, hey, Alan, can you do the dishes? Right? Okay, I'll do the dishes. No. But you should want to do the dishes.
Oh,
well,
wow.
I don't. But Mom, why would I want to do the dishes? You asked me to do the dishes, I'll do them. I don't want to be out there in the rain, but I'm gonna be out there because I'm the MC and I got my River Cats.
Your mom is right.
No, she's not right.
If you have to do something you don't want to do, you have to find a reason to want to do it and accept it and roll with it and make the best of it.
You ask me to do the dishes, I'll do them.
I've never asked you to do the dishes.
And if you did, I'd do them. You are asking me to want to do the dishes.
Yeah, she's right. That's really good advice.
It's been ridiculous. She used to say this all the time to me. All the time. Mom, I did them. You should want to clean your room. Why? I don't want to. Why do they say so? Am I going to say stuff like that in a couple years? I hope not, Whitey. You said stuff like that to your kids?
No, but I probably should have. Chris the mom, I thought they would postpone tonight's Rivercats game. My rep said tonight's game is a go. Protect yourself out there. For me, Kings tonight and Rivercats tomorrow. Chris the mom. Thank you for the update.
Thanks, Chris the mom.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't be out there tomorrow, but I'll be out there tonight and Sunday.
Yeah. Mark Jones, we found out today from The Athletic. Mark Jones will be doing his last ESPN basketball game on Sunday, right? Sunday's his last?
I believe so.
Yeah. So a lot of people are wondering, what does that mean for his future with the Kings? We're not sure. I know somebody from Florida talked to him on Twitter. Was it Barry Jones? Yeah.
Jackson.
Yeah. Barry Jones and
Jackson.
Barry Jackson. Jackson Jones?
Barry Jackson.
No, just kidding. So he said Mark Jones just didn't want to do it. ESPN said he could still do it. He didn't want to do that anymore. But I believe Barry Jackson said he thinks Mark Jones is still going to be doing the Kings, but that's nothing official. Is that right, Jay? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good news.
Yeah.
No news is good news. Just take it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says Mark Jones, who has long South Florida ties, is leaving ESPN by choice. He tells me he simply felt it was time. ESPN says he could have stayed if he wanted. Magic Celtics at 6 p.m. Sunday will be his final ESPN appearance. There will be an ESPN tribute to him during the game.
Yeah.
Then he goes on to say Jones is one of ESPN's top 3 NBA play-by-players behind Breen, Pash, in this year's hierarchy and top 6 college football announcers. ESPN has a clear top 6. His unique, distinct style and very specific references to South Florida communities will be missed by many. Jones remains the TV choice of the Sacramento Kings. So there you have it. And I would assume we'll hear something else as far as the next steps in his career. But you got to think, Whitey, on Sunday, he's in his bag like JanSport. He's going to pull out all of them.
Let's hope so.
All of them on Sunday. I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait. Yeah, that'll be a good one. But, I mean, salute to him over 30 years. That's a heck of a career, especially in this industry. It can be a bit fickle at times. So, the cream usually rises to the top, Whitey, and that's what Mark Jones is.
How are you feeling about the end of this Kings season? There's always like, oh, thank goodness it's almost over. But then you get to the end, and then there's 2 games to go. This isn't the last game, but it's the last home game. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it is a little, no more basketball for a while. How are you feeling about it?
No, I'm good. No, I'm ready. Ready for the countdown. Ready for the second rounders.
I'm with you.
Ready for the first rounders.
I'm ready for the real games to start and for the Kings to get down to business one way or the other.
Yes. And honestly, I think some of this resolution will come out sooner than you think. You had Brett Siegel talking about the coaching carousel, whether or not they will hold on to Doug Christie. So I do think that you were saying this in the pre-show, Whitey, a lot of things do happen really quickly, right? They're going to have their exit interviews, and we'll find out a good bit. I mean, last season, I think the buzzer had just gone off for the Kings when we found out that when we found out that they were moving on from Monty McNair. So it's not going to take a long time. I don't think I was home from the game yet.
Martin Ramirez here in the chat says, Whitey has lived a long time to witness all these weather interruptions. You know the dinosaur, when the dinosaurs got wiped out by the meteor? Remember that? Yeah. Asteroid, whatever it was. It's wiped out the whole slate that night. There were no games.
Man, that's terrible.
Yeah, and it was like for a long time, there were just no games after that asteroid hit.
Well, it's funny you bring that up because you're always asking me, hey, did you start the pit, and it's still on the list. But we did watch the first episode of I think it's just called Dinosaurs on Netflix.
And who's the narrator?
It is.
I know. I saw
a lot of Morgan Freeman this week for me.
That's right.
And we watched the first episode, and it's legit.
Mm-hmm.
I took Age of the Dinosaurs. I took that class freshman year, college, and I didn't pay a lot of attention. So to me, some of this stuff was coming up. Oh, I vaguely remember that. But that's a great show, Whitey.
Yeah.
A couple, documentary with the CGI.
I was over at my grandson's and we're watching. He's watching. Loves dinosaurs. Loves dinosaurs. And so he's watching and his mom says, okay, you're good. I'm like, yeah. So I think I told you about this. He's watching and there's these two like flying pterodons. And one of them starts doing a mating ritual. I'm like, it's like, and Kenji's asking, what's that? What's that? They're just saying hi.
They
and then this
are.
other, it was a little T-Rex, comes out and eats one of them.
Yes.
That's when I realized it would probably be more appropriate to watch with his mother.
That was the first episode. That was like 5 minutes into the first episode.
I was like, Mom, I think you need to watch this with Kenji.
No,
I don't know what to do. It's like, what's that? Yeah, ask her mom.
Circle of life in all facets of the circle.
Yes.
Wow.
But you're a big fan of that show, huh?
Yeah, we got through one episode, and it's on the docket, for when we're in that type of mood.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Apparently, my daughter took our grandson to Steinhardt Aquarium and the Academy of Science, and he saw like a dinosaur skeleton, and he was just. My wife saw him yesterday. He was just like he got right in her face and dinosaur skeleton. He was so excited, so excited. Kimberly says maybe don't say celebrate. Say honor. They are honoring DeMar tonight. That's fine, Kimberly, but I believe I saw somewhere the official language was a celebration. I have to double check on that.
Well, maybe she's just saying it would be
I
viewed differently. I don't honestly know that it would. I think anything positive in a season like this, some fans are going to say this is stupid.
Campio says, I celebrate the last game of the season. No more drama.
Yeah.
You never say that about the Sacramento Kings. You know that as well as I do, Campio, if not better. You never say, well, that's it. The drama's over.
Drama's done.
It never ends.
No, it's over now. It's over.
It might take a little holiday, a brief break, but it never ends.
Well, the drama is going to be how hard they're shopping these vets and how many of the vets they're shopping. That's the next version of the drama. Because if it comes out, the Kings are actually not aggressive. And the thing is, too, even when we hear these reports, they could be trying to drive up prices. Oh, we thought we were going to get Domas for, a pack of Skittles and some Starbursts. Kings sound like they want to hold on to him, so we might have to give them that extra second rounder or whatever it is. So now we're just re-entering posturing season. So I don't know how much drama is going to be real. If we hear about, Zach LaVine wasn't on the bus or stuff like that, that's drama. We're just entering posturing season.
I don't think Whitey witnessed the earthquake at the Bridge World Series. You don't? I was there. And who's Whitney? I was there. I was at that game.
Whitney and
Whitney
Larry.
was in the house.
Whitney and Larry taking you up to 6 p.m.
But first, they used to have like those starter jackets in radio. You worked at a station and you have the call letters on the back and you get a jacket.
I want a starter
jacket. The first
jacket.
one I ever got, it said, here you go. Here's your jacket. It said Whitney. And they said, ah.
So you had to get another one?
I think they said, we got another one, but we just want to show.
Wow. See, now
Whitney's first jacket.
I want a starter. They're back now.
Are they?
Yeah. I know Boss Man's listening. Look, I need a starter jacket. It doesn't matter, black or red color, or go purple for the Kings.
Yeah, how would you do it? What would it look like here for the Kings?
I would probably go, Jay.
Starter jacket or a Letterman jacket?
Oh, I love a Letterman jacket. But I'd go starter jacket. And I'd go black starter jacket, purple on the wrist, purple on the collar, and then Sactown Sports on the back in black and red. Woo! We'd sell those, baby, like hotcakes.
Yeah, I think you would.
And then your name, just like a varsity Letterman, A Sizzle on the front of mine.
I know every time I wear what is the one the sweatshirts we have now, the white hoodies?
Yes.
Yeah. I hear from people, hey, you selling those?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing. We need to,
I sold mine, but
Right. The black market.
That's the one the high flyer says, I want one of those.
Did you autograph it first?
You
should have.
I forgot to.
Okay.
Well, I signed your name.
Oh, well, then you drove down the value.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did I? Okay.
And I need a cut.
Uh-huh.
I think he's incredibly undervalued.
Any juice you like to tell us there's juice left in this rivalry?
Oh, tonight?
Yeah. Come on.
I mean, they purposely held out Stephen Porzingis, the Porzingod, for tonight's rivalry matchup. They're trying to put a hurting on the Kings at home. There's beef in between the lines. There's beef outside the lines with the whole Mike Brown, Doug Christie thing. Sign me up.
If you really wanted to upset the Kings apple cart, wouldn't you let them win?
That's true. No, I think if you're the Warriors, you just want to give them the beat down. But you're not wrong. But you lost to a tanking Kings team with Steph playing.
Kings got zero help from the Nets last night. If the Nets had beaten the Pacers, I know we talked about it yesterday, because that game was already well out of hand before we even left the air. But if the Nets had won, the Kings would be in that three-way tie for the third spot. Yeah. I was an idiot for thinking there was a chance.
I was
the
just
Nets
letting
would win
you
that
rock.
game.
I was letting you rock.
They got boat raced.
They're smart. You know, they were not gonna let anything. They were not gonna let anything get in their way.
Yeah.
And they were paying the same type of attention to it that you are and that other Kings fans are. And
Right.
everybody is.
Right.
So they're
and
not.
the Grizzlies, I saw some note today. The Grizzlies have just an incredible amount of players who are
12
playing.
13, 12 or 13.
How is it? The league has to look at that, don't they?
You would think.
You would think, but the whole thing about the league investigating the Kings was because they were forced to, because everybody was talking about it. They don't want to do anything, but when they have to, they will. They just as soon, we did our fines. We showed everyone, we're keeping an eye on you. We don't want to actually do anything.
And I'll tell you what, on Elon's Twitter, the timing of stuff can be a bit wonky, but I'm still, Whitey, seeing a bunch of people say something to the effect of, so the league did an investigation and found out that nobody on the Kings coaching staff knows what they're doing. I saw a lot of that yesterday.
Yeah, and that was unfair. That's really unfair.
Well,
That's really unfair because Coach Christie, I believe, he's standing. He's
Yeah.
not like conferring with his coaches. And he tells McDermott, foul.
Right.
It's not like he turns, hey, you guys, how many fouls do we have? I think to say, Doug Christie made a mistake. We know that. He admitted that. But to indict the whole coaching staff, none of them knows what they're doing. And again, is an inaccurate depiction of what went down.
yeah. What a crazy, and I don't know if I would consider that quote unquote drama like Campio said, but what a crazy end to the season. I mean, you talk about just till the bitter end with this thing, to go out like that with just one more hee ha ha for the rest of the league.
Oh, you
to
think
kinda-
it's over? You're assuming we get no more of that over the last two games.
There can't be any more.
Oh, Alan,
No, they're
never
gonna-
say that.
No, they're going to get their doors blown off tonight. There might be a handshake gate. I haven't paid attention to Warriors handshake gate with Steve Kerr and Doug Christie, or Dap gate.
I don't think you're going to see much.
I think, get the hand wave.
Yeah.
Good game. Hey, stay blessed out there. Hey, stay dry.
Like someone when you're swatting at a fly or something.
Yeah. All right. Some Gino Army. We need some Gino Ariema type deal. That's the drama that Campio's looking for. But I think it's done, Whitey. They're going to get their doors blown off.
You don't think Draymond's going to get asked about what he said tonight?
Oh, you mean the end of the game?
At any point.
Maybe. I mean, that's a couple days. That's 3 games later or 2 games later. I don't think so. He already got his clicks from it. Go check the Draymond Green podcast.
Yeah. Martin says, Whitey, the NBA doesn't even want to talk about it. They want it to go away. Yeah. I don't know why they made the fuss they made about it in the first place. And then now it's like, we told these teams not to do it. So we'll just wait till the season's over. Then we'll do our lottery reform, which has never, ever in the history of NBA lottery reform accomplished anything.
What's going to happen is somebody, hey, you want to check out what the Nets are doing? No, but we have new lottery reform ideas.
That's right.
If you want to check those out,
Uh-huh.
that's all they're going to keep doing. I'm telling you. I don't know if there was a list of people that want this season to end, right? A, Adam Silver. B, Kings fans. I don't know who you put with C, but there's definitely a list of people that just cannot wait for this season to end.
I know. And I feel that way too, to a degree, but It's tough when there's no basketball, and then you start looking at the calendar and thinking of 4th of July and then Summer League starts. And
I'd rather wait for Summer League than watch any more of this.
really,
Yeah. I mean, Whitey, it's been a long...
because this is kind of a dead end.
It's been a long... It's been a long season, Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
Lot of ups and downs, more downs.
It's been
than ups.
interesting.
You know, it's like Medusa at Six Flags, but you don't do the loop-de-loop. You just keep going. It's more like Drop Zone. That's what it's been like.
Yeah.
And maybe Superman a little bit when you go up and down, but mostly down.
You like Drop Zone?
I like Drop Zone. I like to feel what, you know, your heart feels like it's in your throat, you know, and your belly feels like it's floating up.
Mm-hmm.
I love Drop Zone.
I like Drop Zone, but I got to admit, when you're at the top, I don't look down. I'm fine, but I do.
You got to look down.
I
have to.
I do not.
No,
part
you got
of
to
it.
look down. Your feet
When you
dangling.
close your eyes, when you get to the top, you're like, oh, yeah, I'm done.
No, I don't close my eyes until it starts to drop.
Straight?
I do have a rule, though, as we're coming up on fair season. You know I love fairs. You know I love state fair, county fair, all that. I don't do the rides.
No. No.
Catch me at the carnival.
Yeah.
Petting the pig race, all eating the food. And I love roller coasters, things like that. I'm cool off the traveling. I don't like the traveling rides.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Some of those food you eat, your intestines kind of go for a little ride.
That's
sometimes.
right. Give me I get one deep fried Snickers a year. My doctor said I get one, baby.
Did he or she?
She says I get one.
Coming up, this could be one of the dumbest things anybody has ever said about the Kings. And I think it's from a friend of the show. Isn't Andy Bailey your friend?
That's my guy.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
He might need your help, Alan. We'll tell you why next on Sactown Sports.
The Kings play here, baby. Tonight, Kings and Warriors. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner.
Starts at 5:30 with tip-off at 7. Listen to your Sacramento Kings.
On the official home of Kings basketball, Sactown Sports 1140.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Risa can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Buying golf gear is easy. Buying the right golf gear, well, that's different. At Hagen Oaks, they don't just sell equipment, they fit your entire game. With TrackMan technology in the Player Performance Studio, your clubs are matched to your swing. Ping's Ballnamic Fitting helps you find the golf ball that performs best for you. Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio dials in your stroke, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds correct shoe size for your feet. It's a smarter way to play better golf. Total Game Fitting at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
Protect what matters most, your home or business, with A1 rodent proofing and pest control. That mouse in your kitchen? It's never just one. Rodents can destroy insulation, chew wires, and cause thousands in damage. Don't wait for an emergency. Call for a free inspection. A1 offers poison-free solutions, eco-friendly sanitizing, and a pest-free guarantee. Available 24/7 serving the Bay Area. Call 925-503-7271 or visit a1rodentproofing.com. Get peace of mind and keep pests out for good.
Bring the entire family out to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. From exciting action on the field to smiles in the stands, it's the perfect place to make family memories. Plan your next family night out at the ballpark. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions up at Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours, Dylan Scott, and more. Line dancing live DJs, mechanical bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with N&S Tractor and Case Construction and Courtyard by Marriott Sacramento Cal Expo. More info at citvfest.com.
When life calls for a little extra, a kitchen upgrade, paying off debt, or that dream vacation, Valley Strong Credit Union is here to help. With a Valley Strong home equity loan, you can tap into your home's value with competitive rates, flexible terms, and local guidance you can trust. Get approved in as little as 5 minutes, with funding in as few as 5 days. Your goals are within reach. Visit valleystrong.com to get your offer today. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 45650.
Situation.
Thank
to
goodness.
unlock it.
Yeah. Because most people, you get hit by lightning or something, you don't come out going, that was terrific.
Yeah.
That's not typically the way it.
We don't know, though.
Or as you said, sometimes I think I'd like to get bitten by a spider.
You know, how
see if I
guys,
get powers.
How can we have all these superhero type movies or, you know, these movies, stories, comics, books about people with abilities, right? Special abilities. These stories don't come from nothing. What?
So you're saying they must be true?
I'm saying, yeah, they're probably exaggerated, but they don't come from nothing. You know, deep down, way down the line, you know, we were talking about the dinosaurs. Somebody had some version of special abilities.
We all do. I would answer that way. Everybody has special abilities. Alan.
Yeah, it depends on what it is.
But nobody can fly, Alan.
When the new episode, because I know you guys don't watch The Boys, but the new season, the last season of The Boys just came out, and you know, if there's a special kind of liquid that some people get injected with for different reasons,
yeah,
but you don't know.
Red Bull,
yeah, gives you wings, but you don't know what the result is going to be.
Oh, okay.
You know, you could have, some people have a tail. Some people get really cool powers. Some people get not so cool powers. Yeah, so you don't know.
So it's like the draft lottery.
You literally. So I don't know. All of us could have a different ability. I think mine would be cool.
Yeah.
Of course.
So if you get the 9th pick or something, you get it.
Yeah.
Although this year it's going to be
right.
great.
If you get a good draft, this year would be great.
But if the first pick, you're like flying.
You get
and
superpowers.
Lightning bolts out of your hands.
Next season, you just kind of turn into a block. If you know, something stupid.
Yeah, you could just stay up really late.
Yeah, you just don't sleep. You just walk around like this. You just don't sleep. But we all got it, man. Mm-hmm. You know, it doesn't. We might not ever unlock
theory.
It.
Hey, they have superheroes. These stories can't be based on nothing, so there must at one time have been superheroes.
I'm saying there's probably a spider out there that could. You know, there's ligers, right? A lion and a tiger.
Animal.
So you get the right spider.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
Yeah, some of these players on this list here, a lot of people think they have superpowers. Your friend Andy Bailey says no. He says these are the 10 most overrated NBA players this season.
Okay.
I'm going to start at the bottom, work my way towards the middle, then go to the very top and come back to the middle because that's where the meat of this is as far as we're concerned, right in the middle. 10 most overrated NBA players this season. Maybe you heard Brendan and Matt George talking about this. He has a too much attention tier, which I guess just means these guys get too much attention. He's got Jaylen Brown 10th. Jaylen Brown's phenomenal. Kyle Kuzma 9th. That's just wrong.
What?
He's not rated. Nobody cares. He doesn't belong on this list. If you're not rated, you can't be overrated.
I haven't heard the name Kyle Kuzma all season.
Right. Number 8, Ja, who's another one who's like just kind of on the shelf this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number
This
7,
is ice cold right now.
overrated because they get too much attention. Jonathan Kuminga.
He should be high. He should be 1. He literally should be 1. As a Kuminga guy.
And rounding out that tier, number 6, Draymond Green.
Okay.
I don't know. I think anybody who's paying attention, I think, has a pretty good idea of where Draymond is right now.
Yeah. The Kuminga one he hit on, I don't know how Kyle Kuzma. I don't even know when the last time that brother played.
Now, zooming ahead, because, again, we want to get to the middle. So all the way to the top of this list. Number 1, most overrated. We're beyond they just get too much attention now. This is just most overrated players. Number 1, Brandon Ingram. Number 2, and I see the point there. Number 2, Norman Powell. I don't agree with that.
No one's talking about Brandon Ingram like that.
He talks about impact metrics and effective field goal percentage. Okay. Norman Powell, 2. Paolo Banchero, 3. Again, I think people know what Paolo is. 4 is Dylan Brooks, who I think has really turned his whole career around. But if you needed any more evidence that Andy Bailey, friend of, well, maybe not friend of the show, but friend of some people on the show.
You loved him when he came on.
He was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. He was not very good when he wrote this, I don't think, because he's got 5th most overrated in the NBA this season.
Let's hear it.
Domantas Sabonis.
The hit pieces continue. Andy, we can't even get a first rounder for the guy anymore. Can you just leave it be?
He says the Kings are a disaster, and an injury eventually ended Sabonis' campaign early, but Sabonis was a big part of why the team got off to the awful start it did.
How? He didn't play at the beginning
He
either.
played 19 games. Alan, it's pretty dumb. It's another example of the Kings, low-hanging fruit for the national media. That, I think we've learned that this week, that lesson. We should have already known it, but it really, really was underscored again this week when we found out the national media doesn't even know what's going on with the Kings.
Yeah, come on, Andy. That ain't it. That ain't it, Andy.
Yeah, Sabonis was a big part of why the team got off to the awful start it did. His struggles as both a perimeter defender and rim protector caught up to him in a big way. So anyway, for the year he only played 19 games, Andy. Are you going to have words with him about this?
Yeah, I'll let things cool off first. Yeah, I don't really understand what. It just feels like he spent a whole article on people that we don't talk about. The only people that made sense, I do think there is a lot of discourse around Jaylen Brown because some people think he should be MVP, but his numbers don't really show it. Is that more of an anti-Jason Tatum thing because people don't like Jason Tatum for some reason?
Yeah.
The Kuminga stuff, I think he hit on too.
This sounds kind of like your guy Justin Berber.
It's Carson
Because
Breber.
With media members, with votes, they have campaigned for Jaylen Brown to be MVP, but he's 29th in estimated wins. The cumulative version of dunks and threes estimated plus minus.
You know what that sounds like? Is that the basketball? Hey, Jay, is that the basketball ex-Woba?
I think it is.
Sounds like it.
I think it is.
That's that Woba stuff.
Yeah, it's one thing if you're going to trot out those numbers. I'm pretty tolerant of them. Some of them I realize, there's something useful in there. But anytime you bring one out like it's a mic drop.
Yeah.
How about the 29th in estimated wins? Boom. Yeah. No. Yeah. Nobody wins, Andy, when you do that.
What's the other one? The LeBron stat? Kyle Ledbetter was big on the LeBron stat.
Really?
Yeah. They're just too far in the weeds. And that's why you brought up Carson Breber, the DeMar DeRozan hater.
Justin Berber, yeah.
Because these... Great album. Great last album. Because, I don't know. I saw something that was really spot on to me, Whitey. Somebody said they took the screenshot of Carson Breber with the on-court, off-court for DeMar DeRozan. They took that screenshot and quote tweeted it and said, there's no way you enjoy watching basketball through this lens.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you just have to watch basketball.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. Well, obviously, and I think Deuce touched on this on social media, what he's doing is not a way of watching basketball, or it's not a lens through which he views the games. It's just a lens through which he's trying to get engagement on social media.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the whole disturbing thing.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And
Did you see, actually, he put out 5-minute video about how he wasn't trying. I didn't even watch it. But from what I saw in the comments, he said, I wasn't trying to disrespect DeMar DeRozan. Then goes on to essentially bash DeMar for 4 more minutes.
Yeah.
But this is what you said was going to happen now that DeMar responded. Now he sees the rent. Hey, rent's due. I'm trying to get this paper, so rent's due, and I'm going to milk this thing as long as possible.
Yeah. The really unfortunate thing is by viewing DeMar's career and distilling it down to some numbers, he's just overlooking everything that DeMar has accomplished. And also the notion that, well, if you're top 10 in scoring and you're not an all-time great winningest player, you don't deserve to be there. And if you play as long as DeMar has played and score as many points, that's what the top 10 scoring list is, top 20. It's the guys who scored the most points. Yeah. You don't cheat your way onto that list.
Well, and you can do with it whatever you want. It doesn't have to mean you're the one assuming that no one was going to put DeMar over Shaq.
Right.
So what's the point of this conversation?
Right.
Nobody was going to do that. You know, we were just talking about this in a different capacity. We don't think that in any way, even when the numbers were closer between Sabonis and Jokic, nobody was putting Sabonis over Jokic. We just were saying, hey, those numbers are similar. That's it. That's it. He's almost like he's a numbers guy, but didn't use numbers to come to that conclusion.
Yeah. Now, I know Domantas Sabonis did not have a great year. He hardly had a year at all, but to say he's one of the most overrated players this year is like, he wasn't. He was not a factor.
No, none of these guys
wasn't
were
rated.
No one has. This is the first time we've said the words Kyle Kuzma all season long. And that's saying something in Sacramento. And Domantas Sabonis, I felt like I didn't even see him this season, to be honest with you.
Well, I know you want to talk about Bronny.
Oh, my.
Do we really owe Bronny an apology? That's next with the Drive, guys. Tell you who thinks so. Does Alan think so? We'll find out. Sactown Sports, don't go away.
How was your break? It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Step inside the game you love with the NBA app. Tap to watch every game as it's happening.
Jalen Brunson does it again!
And never miss a moment of the jaw-dropping action. Get closer to the players than anywhere else. Follow the latest schedules, scores, and stats. Keep up with every story from across the league. And with NBA ID, it's all personalized to you. The game lives here. Download today.
If your business depends on reliable vehicles, it's time to upgrade your fleet at myelkgrovechevrolet.com. We specialize in fleet pricing, bulk discounts, and fast approvals, so your team stays on the road and on the job. From work trucks and vans to fuel-efficient sedans and SUVs, we have the inventory, service, and financing to keep your business moving. Call or visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com today and ask about exclusive fleet savings. myelkgrovechevrolet.com, driving business forward.
Russell Peters Relax World Tour.
I go, my parents are from India. She goes, oh, India. See, I knew India. Indian people, you have a big eyes and long eyelash like a cow. Wow, 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 wow.
Saturday, April 18th, 8 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley.
Wow, 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 wow. I didn't know what to do. I just tipped him and thank you, bye-bye, and I left.
For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Russell Peters Relax World Tour.
The Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, athletics, and Republic FC with the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com to join.
Sacramento! Now you've got a place for all things dance.
The all-new energy
Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives. Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Imran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby insight and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Alan Stiles would have us believe there's a little superhero in all of us. Thank you. Kimberly shared a harrowing story from when she was young, when she had superhuman strength. Glad that worked out for you, Kimberly. Thanks for sharing that. We also have from Colin Ward, I was injected with that serum and was forced to become a Kings fan. That's not how that serum works.
That's not a good one. Compound V. So Colin Ward got Compound V, and his superpower is powering through and remaining a Kings fan. Colin, that's not a great.
That's a bad sample, huh?
Yeah, Colin. I hope nobody else. Well, you be a fan if you want to be a fan, but you give me some.
But it'll pay off for him. It'll pay off.
Okay,
just might have to be patient.
Hey, success isn't linear.
Mm-hmm. Campy says, doesn't the player have to play to be overrated? Yeah, you're right, Campy. That was an odd list. Kimberly, again, no one really watches this team. But Daddy says, to celebrate DeRozan as if he was an all-timer or even a superstar is crazy. He's always been a part of disappointing teams. It's definitely complicated when you try to figure out where DeMar DeRozan should be ranked when you look at his legacy. But make no mistake, he's a top 16 scorer of all time. And again, you don't just kind of do that by luck or by cutting any corners.
No.
As long as he has played and as consistent as he's been, it's remarkable.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between, I guess, just trying to be careful here, an individual talent versus, there's just levels to this, right? And DeMar DeRozan is at the top of a specific tier of players. And we're not going to compare him to the Steph Currys and the LeBrons, and we were never going to do that. But we can still celebrate him.
Yes.
I don't know that DeMar was ever, or maybe early on during the Raptors days. Funny enough, Whitey, it's interesting when you think about DeMar versus, let's say, a De'Aaron Fox, right? And they ended up moving off of DeMar for Kawhi and won a championship because they played similar positions. If there was a world where a 1,000% number one option, championship number one option came in and kind of bumped DeMar to that 2 role, we might just be looking at his career differently.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like what happened with De'Aaron in Sacramento in a way. Now, the Raptors had a lot more playoff success before they made that move and went and got Kawhi, but they're guys that you just don't compare the same way. When I'm thinking about DeMar, I'm thinking about DeMar the same way I think about, I don't know. Even throwing, I don't know, the James Hardens in there and guys like that. There's just different conversations to be had. So
it is tricky with him.
It is.
I understand. Like I said, it's complicated. I wonder, this is just me talking, I wonder if, as he looked back on it, if he had it to do over, which of course none of us do, and it's kind of a waste of your time to think, gee, I should have done this or that. But when he chose to go to the Bulls as a free agent, and I know he had some great memories there, and he's beloved by teammates there. But basketball-wise, there might have been better career moves he could have made. And then I know he technically wasn't a free agent. He was traded here. But, he wouldn't have come here if he didn't want to. Mm-hmm. That was another one where I bet he goes, he's like, that didn't turn out the way I thought.
No. I mean, I think there's more of an argument for the Kings situation than the Bulls, simply because, I mean, the Kings have a history, number one, and number two, you're hitching. I guess everybody was hitching their wagon, and I'm not bagging on the guy or the guys, but that's DeMar essentially hitching his wagon to Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox leveling up a little bit on top of other things making sense, and it just didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't happen.
I think his first year with the Bulls, I believe the first half of the year, they were one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah, and then I think Lonzo got hurt or something like that. So the Bulls one, I think, is a little bit different. But coming to the Kings, I know they were a hotter team back then, but if I'm DeMar and I'm in my 30s, I'm hitching my wagon to a top 10 player.
Last night, NBA history was made in San Francisco. The Lakers beat the Warriors, and Bronny James threw an assist to LeBron. First time in history we've had a son-to-father assist. See if Alan stands. Standing ovation or just golf clap? Claire DeLune on X, she writes about the NBA for The Guardian. She tweeted, or posted on X, I should say, Bronny James is owed an apology by a whole lot of people with microphones. Alan, you have a microphone? First shot at the apology. What do you got?
Let me just say, my goal is to make my kids Nepo babies, okay? I never really had that much of a problem with the LeBron Bronny thing. I didn't love it, but Nepo stuff happens all the time. With that being said, I don't owe Bronny any type of apology, specifically because this season in particular has been such a disaster with all the injuries in the G League. Whitey, I text my buddies yesterday, the Guerneville crew. There was a point I was watching the Warriors and I did not know who was on the floor.
Jay just shook his head when you said the Guerneville crew.
I didn't know who was on the floor.
Yeah, I know.
I know one dude's name was LJ Cryer, but I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. And there was a dude, I didn't know who any of these guys were. Now, eventually, I saw Draymond and Pods in there, but Bronny, who...
I don't even think my guy Guy Santos suited up last night.
No, he didn't. Bronny, who has still spent a ton of time in the G League, for him to ball out against what's left of the Warriors, I'm sorry, Claire, nobody owes Bronny an apology, because look at the number of players this season that have suited up in the NBA. This is specifically the season where we do not owe Bronny an apology.
Right. And by the way, he scored 10 points last night.
What is the apology?
That's not nothing, but it's not like, Claire, see, he proved.
He's a two-way guy. He proved he's a two-way player.
He's the second coming of his daddy.
What are we doing? What are we doing, Claire?
Yeah, I guess, it's my fault for even bringing it up, right? Because a lot of this is just, hey, watch this. Someone's gonna respond to this. Someone's gonna engage with this. I'm with you. I was against the drafting of him. Nothing against him. He didn't draft himself. But it was like, oh, come on. Really? Are you serious? And I don't apologize for that. And he's got some ability, and looks like maybe he's carving out a little career for himself. Yeah. And people do respond to him. Part of the league is show business. I know last night watching the game, my wife hasn't been watching the Warriors much this year, but we're watching. She goes, hey, that's Bronny. So I understand that. He's a brand, but I'm not going to apologize for saying, wow, if he weren't LeBron's son, he probably wouldn't have gotten drafted.
It's interesting. A couple days ago when we were watching that Spurs game, Jordan McLaughlin, former King, for about 2 seconds.
He sat right here with us.
Yeah, Jordan McLaughlin. Good times. Good times back then. Jordan McLaughlin, they were talking about him because the Spurs were missing some guys who was getting a good amount of playing time. And the broadcast said, if you are, pretty undersized like Jordan McLaughlin is, and he's played, kind of hung around for 7 years, they said that's really, really impressive to do that. And I'm thinking, Whitey, if Bronny has a Jordan McLaughlin type career, I still don't know if we would owe him an apology. Maybe, but But I still don't know.
I don't feel that I will ever owe him an apology because I don't think he would have been drafted if he weren't LeBron's son. That's all I pointed out.
And the weirdest thing to me is for LeBron this whole time to make it seem like I want my kids to do their own thing, which probably was never true because he's a junior, right? Clearly, he wanted to be some connection. The weirdest thing to me was the Laker thing. If you had just gotten drafted and, hey, we're drafting him because he's LeBron's son, but he's going to have to do his own thing. He's on the Orlando Magic. I think a lot of people wouldn't have been as annoyed, but the fact that it was literally on the Lakers and it was this show, and I think it kind of reminded people of honestly the decision with LeBron, just, hey, here's this showcase. I think that's what bothered people so much. Like I said, it didn't bother me as much as it bothered other people, but he ain't getting no dang apology from me, Claire.
Yeah.
You
By the way,
you could save that.
Was it Melevi Leons you were talking about last night with 12 points for the Warriors?
Maybe.
LJ Cryer, Nate Williams had 17.
Is that the one with the dreads?
I'm not sure. That's not Charles Bassey, is it? Charles Bassey, I think, has dreads.
I don't know. It was so weird watching them. I thought, is this Santa Cruz? Are they in Santa Cruz?
Charles Bassey exploded for 12 and 13.
Yeah, and you know what? Well. People were doing the same thing with the, no disrespect, the center or whoever with the dreads. I saw Warriors fans, just like Kings fans deep down, we got to keep this guy next year. He's
an NBA player.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
We're going to look ahead at the Kings offseason, all the work they have to do, and how they're going to get it accomplished. Keith Smith is going to join us from Spot Track, and he just wrote this week about everything the Kings need to do and how the situation may be a little more dire than you realize. So we'll break that all down when we come back. Keith Smith next on Sactown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Warriors.
Tip off at 7. Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
It's Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Business moves fast, and so do we. At Bank of Marin, we team up with businesses in the greater Sacramento area to help you drive the lane and score big. With dedicated relationship bankers and local decision-making, we help you move quickly, whether you're upgrading equipment, buying your next building, streamlining cash flow, or fueling growth. From expansion to investment, we're ready to help you win. Bank of Marin, your local business bank. Visit us at bankofmarin.com. Member FDIC.
A's fans, the 2026 season is coming fast, and single game tickets are on sale now. Be there for an exciting season packed with theme days, giveaways, and firework nights, including bobbleheads, jerseys, hats, and much more. And getting in is easier than ever. Tickets start at just $8 for select April and May games. From opening day to unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone at the ballpark. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets and be part of the excitement this 2026 season.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for the Declaration of Deals sales event?
Right now, you can save up to $14,500 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duties. And take advantage of available 5.9% financing for 84 months with no payments for 90 days on select inventory.
That's the kind of savings we need with gas prices so high.
It's true. Plus, Ram has some of the best fuel EPA ratings in the segment. And with over 500 new Rams available, your new hard-to-find heavy-duty Ram is at Hoblet. Don't miss your chance to save with Hoblet Dodge in Woodland.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at hobletdodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, nobody beats Hoblet, period. $14,500 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 2500 Limited Longhorn after $1,500 factory rebates and $13,000 dealer discounts. Discounts include $1,000 Hoblet business owner bonus with proof of business ownership, $1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade, and $500 on-the-job upfit with eligible upfit. 1% net savings, VIN 152135. See dealer for details.
Sacramento Electronic Supply Company on the eve of America's 250th anniversary. This July 4th,
salutes our greatest heroes, the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, who have dedicated and sacrificed to protect our nation through their courage and valor. This message, courtesy of Sacramento Electronics Supply Company, located at 111470 Sunrise Gold Circle in Rancho Cordova, serving Sacramento over 80 years. Distributors of Datacom, telecom security products, and industrial electronic parts and components.
KHDK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Alan, what are you doing? You're drumming, but like
I'm playing the drums.
What you're playing is not in the song. I don't know.
It's the only beat I got. See, I'm on beat.
Okay, yeah. There was no fill there. There was no fill there.
Come on.
The Drive Guys, big night tonight. The Kings with their final home game of the season. They'll be celebrating, honoring DeMar DeRozan.
Mm-hmm.
What does the future hold for him? We don't know. Maybe we'll find out here from our next guest, nice enough to join us. America's premier NBA capologist, I would say.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
From Spot Track, the one and only Keith Smith. How are you today, Keith?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. I want to ask you first about DeMar DeRozan and where you place him in terms of NBA greats or players who have accomplished a great deal. 16th now on the all-time scoring list. Kings honoring him tonight, as I said. Yesterday, somebody on X, Justin Berber, said that, well, he needs to average 18 points for another 105 games to surpass Shaq in career points and enter the all-time top 10. I find this deeply disturbing. What do you make of DeMar DeRozan's legacy and his place in basketball history, Keith?
Yeah, I certainly don't find it deeply disturbing. You don't last this long in the league unless you're really, really good. And DeMar DeRozan has been an outstanding player for a very long time. He's been obviously a terrific scorer for the bulk of his career. He's also had moments where he was also the lead playmaker for his teams. He was a pretty good defender when he was a younger player. And I think what he's also done well as his career has gone along is he's been able to kind of at times when his team's had enough talent, shift into more of a support type of role where it's, hey, I'm still here if you need me, but I don't need 25 shots a night anymore if that's not what's needed. So, yeah, a long, very good, successful career. And I still think DeMar DeRozan's, got some tread left on those tires, too.
Keith, just sticking with DeMar as you ended it, tread left on those tires. We know we've talked about it about 1,000 times, and I'm probably lowballing it, about DeMar and that contract that's not guaranteed. The Kings owe him $10 million. Now that they're headed into this kind of pseudo expiring contract with the $14 million owed in January, could that make things easier for the Kings as far as moving him? Would that make a team more likely to be interested in him this offseason?
Yeah, it certainly could. I think what happens is there's two parts here. One, if a team can have the ability to acquire DeMar DeRozan and get him and then only let's say it doesn't work out and they're like, we're out of this for $10 million out of what he was owed, that's free and clear and off we go. But the challenge is when you go to trade a player like that whose contract is only partially guaranteed, he only counts on the King side for what he is guaranteed for. So he would only count at $10 million. So it kind of makes it an unbalanced trade because he counts for the full amount on the other side. So it can be a little bit hard to pull off. Now, the other thing that's good is they can always guarantee more of it. Let's say to get a trade to push through and meet the rules, they needed DeMar DeRozan account for $15 million guaranteed. They up it to $15 million and go forward from there. So what I would expect, or at least how I would do it, is just where the Kings are at as a franchise, I would be looking to trade him first. And then if we can't get him traded, then I'd have to have serious conversation about, all right, is the best thing to do here maybe just waive him and move on? We'll eat the $10 million, and then, that frees up some very needed flexibility for the Kings with the tax and aprons and all that. And then they just kind of move forward from there, and that allows DeRozan to hook on with a contending team.
Keith Smith with us from Spot Track. Could you break down for us, Keith? I know you did this in your fine outlook for the Kings this summer, which is great reading, very informative. Could you break down where the Kings are in terms of the aprons and the luxury tax and explain how did this roster get so expensive?
Yeah, as far as where they're at, it's not good. You look around the league and you see, all right, this team's up over the tax, this team's up over the first apron, this team's near the tax. Almost all those teams, they're most of them are in the top six and in the playoffs, and the rest are all right. They're going to be in the play-in tournament and probably in the playoffs. So now what's happened with the Kings is they're nowhere near that. They're at the bottom of the spectrum here of teams, and that's just far too expensive going into next season. I'm going to use the term when Zach LaVine picks up his player option, as it is the expectation around the league. They're going to be over the first apron, and that's just, you can't be there if this is what you're going to be as a team. And even if you were the most optimistic person there, you would have to say, Aaron, we're not for sure a playoff team. We got to work on this. And that's where, it's going to come when you're up and over the first apron. You're going to make moves, try to get yourself out of there. Yeah, you could get there by simply waiving DeRozan, but other ways you could get there, making trades or you take back less money. How did we get here? A lot of it came through re-signing guys. When things were going good and the Kings were on kind of the upswing, there was, all right, well, let's give Domantas Sabonis a near max contract. Zach LaVine got a max contract. Let's bring in DeRozan. Now that contract was smartly structured to give them this kind of escape route at the end, but you had that, and then it was, we're going to pay Malik Monk. We're going to trade for and bring in DeAndre Hunter. They've just added long-term money. None of it is on its individual level, like, oh my gosh, worst contract in the league type stuff, but all of it is expensive. And then the last piece of the puzzle was the extension for Keegan Murray. That adds on, his contract basically over doubles next season. So now you're in a spot where even he is no longer this cheap rookie scale guy, but he's now properly paid. You add it all together, and you're up over the first apron.
Yeah.
Keith, you mentioned Zach LaVine. We know that it can be actually valuable to have an expiring contract, but because of how dire the situation seems to be with the Kings, we've seen a couple different thoughts as far as the stretch provision being used for Zach LaVine to give the Kings some sort of relief. Do you think that would be too short-sighted? Should the Kings just wait it out? What are the options once Zach LaVine says, yeah, I'll take that $49 million?
Yeah, for me, when you get into talking about using the stretch provision, for me, that's only if you need to do that to create cap space to then go sign a free agent. Because it's, hey, we can get player X, he wants to be here, but the only way for us to get to where we need to be is to create a little bit more room, and that's not where the Kings are. But and I'm gonna presume that's not where it'll be this summer. I don't know that any of the a lot of great free agents aren't even gonna hit free agency, and two, I don't know that you're gonna be jumping to join a team that's been near the bottom of the league this season. So I think there you got to be kind of cautious with that, because let's just say they do that, just so everybody understands. You take Zach LaVine's, $49 million, you spread that over 3 years. It's twice what's left on the contract plus a year. So 1 year left, double it to 2, add a year. That's 3, and you evenly spread it. So now you get $16 million in dead money this year. All right, well, going from 48 to 16 is pretty good, but then 16 next year and 16 the year after, and you can't do anything with that dead money. It's just on your books. You can't trade the player. You can't do anything like that. So that's where it becomes very messy. I would ride it out. Zach LaVine, what he makes should be, because it's not like Zach LaVine can't play at all. He's a good scorer still. And if you may run into a team in the year that says, you know what, we've got a couple contracts that we maybe don't love, we'll send those with a first-round pick to get off of them while we bring in Zach LaVine, who can maybe help us because he's an expiring contract. And that's what I would be kind of looking for before I would ever look to waive and stretch him.
Mm-hmm. That's Keith Smith from Spotrac. As Scott Perry and his staff, as they look at the financials here, obviously, as you pointed out, there's a lot of work to do, and it's not a very rosy outlook. But is there any upside to the current roster? Anything where he says, we get rid of some of this, dead wood here. There are some things we can build around or do financially. Anything that stands out in a positive light about this current roster?
Yeah, I think, as the season became what it became, you got a couple rookies that played a lot in Nick Clifford and Maxime Renault and Dylan Cardwell. Those guys are all on great contracts, rookie scale, second-round pick exception, and then Cardwell, very similar to the second-round pick exception, the way those deals are structured. Those are 3 rotation guys on the cheap, so you want to try to make the most of it before they turn into more expensive players. I'm still a big fan of Keegan Murray, and I think if Keegan Murray comes back next year and he's allowed to kind of spread his wings a little bit more, we're gonna see that player that we all really liked. And when he got paid this past year, we're like, okay, that's fine. You know what they paid him? We're all right with that because I think he is still a really good player. Those are the things you want to focus on. And then, of course, we'll all have eyes on the lottery because if you get delivered, one of the top 2 or 3 picks, you're going to land a really, really good player. And even if you don't, you're still going to get a pretty good player. There's a lot of guards available. The Kings, obviously, they don't have long-term ball handlers locked in. So even if you slipped a bit in the lottery, you end up with like Darius Acuff or Keaton Wagler or Kingston Flemings, guys like that. Those are guys that, all right, these are our guys. These become building blocks that we pair with Murray and with the 3 rookies this year, and that's how we move this thing forward. Now, that takes lining your vision with ownership, because if ownership says, let's keep DeRozan and let's just try to get back at it right away, that's where it gets really tough. You got to sell them on, hey, our best thing is that we start this thing over again because we've seen kind of where we're at. It's flipped each couple years since the playoff appearance, and it really bottomed out this year. And that's where that's what you need to get them on board with. All right, it's time for us to rebuild again.
Keith, things has changed so quickly in the league. I remember when doesn't seem too long ago when Malik Monk stayed in Sacramento.
Oh yeah,
and
Woo-hoo! Sacramento
fans were so excited that he stayed. About a year later, Keith, Malik Monk technically has a bad contract. He has $18.7 that he was paid this season. Next season, $20 million, and then he's got a player option in 2027, 2028 of $21 million. You look around at the contracts and the money that the Kings have committed to. He's a guy that they've shopped before. I'm not really sure what they do with. They're about to bring in 3 more draft picks. I don't know what you do with Malik Monk when you look at his contract. Is there any wiggle room or anything you can do, or do you just kind of sit and wait? Because he's a guy, he's definitely going to pick up that $21 million after next season.
Yeah, it's not. In my mind, I don't think it's that bad. I think for what Malik Monk is, which is probably on a really good team, he's probably your 6th man. And he, to some who maybe haven't seen him a lot, there's probably going to be a perception of, all right, well, he's a scoring guard off the bench. And not that he isn't that, because he is, but he's a pretty good playmaker. He generally holds his own defensively. He's never going to make an all-defense team, but he does okay on that end of the floor. So I think what you're looking at, if you're the Kings there, is you're looking for, all right, who are contenders? Who are some top teams that we can maybe hand off to and say, all right, let's get Malik Monk kind of moved on to one of those teams, and that is how you kind of move off of it. And I think there may be suitors for him. I know there were rumors of close to other trades. What I would be doing if I'm the Kings, because guys like Monk and Sabonis and LaVine and DeRozan, you're not going to return a first-round pick for any of those guys on their own, but you also don't want to be in a position because you're not looking to start giving up picks to pay to get off those contracts either. So I think what you need to look to do is, hey, we'll trade you Malik Monk's $41 million over the next 2 seasons, and we'll take back a guy who makes $50 million off your books, but you got to plus it up with the value. That's how you get into the value. You eat a couple contracts He's bad money on the other side of it, money that goes out a little bit longer. Maybe it's a positional thing for another team. That's how you end up plussing up your return versus, just being like, well, we're not going to get a first rounder, so I guess we got to hang on to these guys until they expire. You got to get creative here with the way you're going to move it forward.
Keith Smith is a capologist with Spot Track. Keith, I know you were just talking about the Kings and what you see as a need at the guard position. I read about who you said you would take if you were the Kings here, and you get one of those top picks. Why do you think Darren Peterson makes the most sense for the Kings should they get one of those top picks?
Yeah, it sounds nice to, treat it like a video game or a spreadsheet and just move all the money you don't want off to another team. The reality of all of it going is not very likely. So I think what Peterson does is if he comes in, there's no real positional overlap that you're worried about there. He's a lead ball handler. You can plop him right in right away and say, let's go. You're going to be our guy. You're going to be the one we run things through, and it's probably going to be real messy. It often is with young guards. Takes them a while. Where a guy like DeBonta or Boozer, now it's, all right, we added yet another forward to the mix with Murray and Hunter. And, is that going to be, where are we going with that? If we can't get off of some other money, that gets real tricky. I certainly wouldn't pass up on it. If, let's say they're at 3, you take whoever's the best of those 3. I think those 3 guys are clearly the 3 best players in this class. But that would be the way I think you go for sure if you're Sacramento, because don't let position stuff keep you from making or force you into making a bad decision. Make the right decision to get there. But yeah, this Peterson I think is the guy who makes the most sense. In the end, if you're a little bit further down in the draft order, you got all those other really good lead ball handlers as well, and you're in pretty good shape.
Keith, it has been another polarizing season for Russell Westbrook. And, he's been very connected to Maxime Reynaud and his success teaching Maxime Reynaud the ropes. He's worked with a lot of skilled bigs. But there's no world where Russell Westbrook should return to this team, right? Or do you see a world where that would make any sort of sense?
Yeah, I can't imagine there's many situations where it makes sense for Westbrook or for the Kings. Like it just, they're not going to be a contender next year. He should kind of want to be in a position where he is trying to maximize and be a contender. And then for the Kings, they should want to prioritize, all right, we got to get a younger option in here, somebody who can grow and move forward with the team, and that's the direction we go. I think that is, it has to be the way this goes forward. Do you thank Russ thanks for coming in and, helping our young guys kind of improve and get better, and you kind of send him along his way. Well, we'll see, where he lands. We're certainly close to the end, but, maybe there is a contender. There wasn't really necessarily one this year, but maybe a team does pop up after they do their offseason maneuvers where it is, hey, we do need a veteran backup ball handler. Maybe that's the direction this should go. But, yeah, it should not be back with Sacramento next season.
Well, and that's the thing, Keith. I'm wondering now, as we didn't hear anything, and in this day and age, that says a lot, anything about a buyout conversation with Russell Westbrook or DeMar. I'll just kind of group them together. If there's a world where, let's say it like this, they value getting to play with the young team and being leaders, where they're valuing that over, being an 8th man on a contender or whatever it is. If the Kings are going to follow through with this plan, I know DeMar's different because he's on contract, but if the Kings are going to follow through with this plan, they have to fight the fact that 2 older stars want to stay in Sacramento and say, no, actually, just to let you know, we don't want to move forward with you. And I don't know, it feels like that could be something that's scaring some Kings fans moving into next season.
Yeah, that's where you need the front office. And if their vision is anywhere similar to mine, which is we're starting over, you have to get that sign off from ownership. If ownership is, no, I want to try to win as many games as possible next year, and you can't get frightened by the NBA saying no more tanking, because we don't even know what they're going to do yet, right, with changing that. So you got to be careful that if ownership is pushing these things, that's where then if it's my front office, I'm having a different kind of conversation with them on, all right, hey Dan, maybe you need to find somebody else who's who's going to do this and just chase, a 500 record and a spot in the play-in, because that can't be good enough, right? I know and respect Kings fans enough that they wanted to break the playoff drought, right? That's been done, but now we backslid. I know Kings fans that are like, hey, all we've done is rebuild for 2 more decades. If we do it the right way, maybe we won't have to do it again so soon. And I think, suggesting that, well, they're not going to go, for another rebuild is just silly. I don't know many Kings fans that want to sign up for, hey, let's win 20 games while we have a super expensive team. And then you start throwing ownership on, you really want to pay the tax and start the tax repeater clock and all this other stuff that goes into it for a team that's winning 20 games a year, good luck to you. So that's going to be, you got to have that aligned vision from the top all the way through. Otherwise, nothing's going to get done that's positive.
That's Keith Smith from Spot Track. Thank you, Keith. We appreciate your insight. Hope you enjoy the Grizzlies and the Jazz game tonight. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Okay.
Thanks, Keith.
Appreciate Keith Smith's words about DeMar DeRozan. Interesting back and forth going on here in the chat. And we understand when you break down DeMar DeRozan and his career, it is a little complicated. But I think people are taking the negative too far. We've got Daddy. Thank you, Daddy, for weighing in here and being with us. But he's asking... somebody's going back and forth with here. Outside of scoring a lot of points, what accolades does DeMar have? Well, he's a 6-time All-Star. He plays a lot of games. Fewest games he's played in his career is 60, and I'm not sure that was a full season, 2014-15. But anyway, he plays, he scores, he's a very consistent player. And the one thing that I learned about him since he came here is that he's a much better playmaker and passer than I realized he was.
Yeah. And Mike Brown actually said that too the first year they had him on the team.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can say, his teams haven't won, but then to go, well, his teams haven't won, so all the points he scored are meaningless. It's like, that's not right. That's really a short-sighted look at what he's done.
Yeah. I see this. I don't know if
and his teams have gotten to the playoffs. It's not like he's never been in the playoffs or anything.
I'm assuming this is from the Kings. I don't know, but looks like it's a text message from the Kings, and somebody took a picture and sent it to our text line. Today only, score a DeMar DeRozan jersey for $79.95 as we celebrate his standout season and 2025-2026 milestone moments. So I'm assuming the Kings sent out a push notification to season ticket holder type deals. That's what it seems like.
Okay.
Yeah. So, that just gives us a little bit more clarity into what they're celebrating. He passed, some names this season. But Whitey, I got to say,
a
lot of times we're on the same page when we're asking questions. I'll check out the questions that you have, and maybe I went long with my questions, but I wanted to ask Keith about how he didn't want to move forward with Precious Achiuwa.
I know.
And I left it for you.
I know. I had it down there. It's like, I
left it for you.
I thought that in a roundabout way he addressed it when he talked about, well, they have all these forwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't necessarily agree with him because, he said in his piece, he listed about 3 or 4 players, and one of them was Precious, and said they have no business on a rebuilding team.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Yeah.
Of the free agent group, maybe Killian Hayes could be brought back if the team's tax issues clear up enough to fit him under the tax line. Precious Achiuwa, Drew Eubanks, Doug McDermott, and Russell Westbrook have no place on a rebuilding team. All 4 should not be back and replaced with younger developmental options, which is just funny because I believe if Drew Eubanks is in his 30s, if not, he's close. So all those guys are firmly in their 30s. Precious Achiuwa is not even 28.
Right.
So the fact that he didn't look at Precious as the way that a lot of Kings fans are looking at Precious was fascinating.
You're right. I had it on my list, as you know, because we say that.
And I left it for you.
Yeah, and I just felt when he said they should take Darren Peterson because they have all these forwards, to me that was, okay, that's in a way that's not what he said, but I could see how he would say that's one reason why Precious should not be on this team.
We know what he thinks. It's in his piece. Go check it out at Spot Track.
Yes. TC was not a big fan of some of the things. Respectfully, I don't give a damn about what this guy is talking about. I'm not D for AJ, and I'm not worried about the forward position.
Well, I don't think we're worried about it, TC. He was just saying, and then Keith and I sound pretty similar about the forward thing. Because that was my whole situation with Precious, and then whether you bring in AJ DeBonsa, Nate Amen, or one of the second rounders. It is a lot, which I know it's a wing-driven league, but it also has to make sense.
I think it would be very difficult, maybe even impossible, to find any Kings fans around here who agree with him on Darren Peterson. You know I like Darren Peterson. And there was a time when so much company on the DP wagon.
Not anymore.
It's like you could barely even turn around.
Right.
Now it's like, hello? Where is everybody?
Yeah. Like barred at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And now it's barred at 11
Where everybody
p.m.
go?
Yeah.
So I don't think a lot of people agree with him. So my guess is of all the things he said, that's probably the one that most Kings fans would go, as TC did to a degree. Kings fans would go, no, that ain't it.
I don't give a dang about what this guy has to say. Hey, if AJ's the pick, then he's the pick. Thank you, TC.
I thought I had an idea what the Kings' financials looked like, but it was interesting to read that and realize, yeah, it's really tight right now. This is a really expensive team that hasn't won a lot of games, and obviously that's not sustainable.
No. And I don't know if everybody understood. That's why I asked about Malik Monk. He actually had a lot of positive things to say. He thinks that you'll be able to get off.
He shot you down.
On Malik?
He Dylan Cardwell.
Good.
Did he not, Jay?
He didn't.
Ray slapped it back. Messed up his hand like LeBron on the glass last night.
I'm the one that always is in Malik's corner.
Now Malik's become a bad contract.
It has been. Don't do that.
I don't think so.
I think
he sounded like Jay Leno. I don't think so.
Yeah, he did kind of shoot that down like pow. He did shoot.
I hope so.
I think part of it, and this is the thing. For me, when you talk about Malik Monk, and I get where Allen is coming from, but I think, and this goes for the whole concept of the Sacramento Kings. The one thing I took from Keith Smith is the money looks bad, but if you know what the hell you're doing, then make something happen and shake. And it's not, and that's my issue with this whole season is like we overreact to every little thing that the Kings do. And we don't need to. We knew this team was going to be bad, even if you thought they were going to be in a play-in. That's nothing to celebrate. So I'm when you talk about Malik contract and this person's contract and that person's contract, it's like we know that stuff is going to have to happen. We know you're going to have to shake it out. We know we're going to have to be patient. The question is Whitey, we've always been saying this, do we want to be? And now the pressure is on Scott Perry. And that's where it's going to be.
Yep. As of right now, the Kings could pick as low as 9th. So we'll peek at the top 9 prospects in a brand new prospect list when we come back to Sactown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Warriors.
Tip off at 7, your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Is Sactown Sports 1140.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Augusta National's 11th, 12th, and 13th holes are called Amen Corner, attributed as writer Herbert Warren Wind christened it such in describing the way Arnold Palmer had played those holes in a somewhat miraculous manner. Heavy rains in 1958 prompted a local rule allowing a lift and drop for an embedded ball. When Palmer hit his ball over the 12th green and the ball embedded, the official and Palmer agreed that the ball should be played as it lay, but that Palmer could play a second ball, which he dropped. He holed out for a 5 with the first ball and a 3 with the second. When he was playing 15, he was told his drop at 12 was proper, leading to his first Masters victory. Wynn's inspiration for Amen Corner came from a jazz record titled Shouting in Amen Corner. The center of the Bible manufacturing in the 1900s was in Lower New York City, which became a popular spot for sidewalk preachers to preach old-time religion. The many Amen shouts heard each day led to the term Amen Corner. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction.
Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, April 11th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies, all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
Sacramento! Now you've got a place for all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives. Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
Sunday baseball just got way more fun. Join Dinger's Kids Club with the Sacramento Rivercats. For just $35 all season, kids get a ticket to every Sunday Rivercats home game and tons of fun all season long. Sign up today at rivercats.com.
It's Friday. Johnny Mosley here with your Toyota Tower Report. Toyota and I are breaking down the latest weather and mountain updates so you can roll into the weekend fully prepared. Maybe even looking like you planned ahead.
Thanks, Johnny. Clouds thicken over Palisades, Tahoe today with scattered showers possible and highs near 50 degrees. Saturday turns even cooler, mid-40s with a rain-snow mix moving in. Spring skiing isn't done yet. This report is brought to you by our local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
Still to come today, we're going to catch up with Jerry Reynolds at 5. Have a little bit shorter show today because we have, of course, game night. And we're also going to talk to Bonte Hill. And usually when Bonte comes on, there's some back and forth about the Warriors. I don't want to get him riled up today.
I don't either. I don't either.
Combate. I know that he was going, he was in a little, Twitter beef?
Yes.
Yesterday?
Yes. He was with another host from a Bay Area station. So, I guess it's not technically Radio Wars because Bonte, I know he still does stuff at the station we were at, but he's not a full-on radio host anymore. So I don't know if it would count as Radio Wars or not.
Yeah. It's one thing to kind of have fun, like, oh, your team sucks or whatever. But yeah. I just don't want him to, go off on us, and I don't want it to get out of hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't want the smoke.
Is there something you guys want to tell me? He had some little issues over at the other station?
No, not at all.
No, this is all just based
not at all.
on
Just,
yesterday.
He's, we seeing what he's got going on with the other hosts. So, one beef at a time, Jay.
Yes, sir. You're right.
One beef at a time.
So, Alan, as it sits right now where the Kings are, what is the lowest they could draft? It'd be 9th, right?
Yeah, I think there's a small percentage.
Slim chance.
Yeah.
So we have Jeremy Woo has his brand new, just came out yesterday, I think. Top 100 draft picks, draft prospects. So let's look from 9 up where the Kings are. We'll just start at 10 because, there could be some disagreement there. So you got 10 now, Braden Burries, Arizona. I love Braden Burries. Mm-hmm. Number 9, Mikael Brown Jr. Boy, it wasn't that long ago. He was much higher, huh?
Yeah, but he didn't play.
Yeah. Missed time made Brown tricky to evaluate for NBA execs, raising concerns about his availability and efficiency struggles amid a heavy reliance on taking tough shots.
Well, the other thing is Caleb Wilson didn't drop because everybody at the top, most of them are guards, right? So it's just Boozer, the Vance are the only two kind of bigger players of forwards. So Caleb Wilson, supply and demand. Mikael Brown Jr., there's so many guards that we watched play, it makes sense that he would drop a little bit.
Yeah. Now, I kid Alan a lot, but in reality, we agree on a lot. We're probably more similar than I would ever admit to and than he would admit to. But we are at odds on this. Number 8. I think Alan loves this guy. And
Come on.
Nate Ahmed.
Come on down.
Number 8. It's likely, says Jeremy Woo, man won't be ready to contribute to a winning team as a rookie.
Oh, no.
But players in his mold are hard to find and tend to be valuable in an NBA driven by perimeter size and skill. I can't take the chance, Alan.
If you're stuck at 8, I think you should. Yeah, if you're stuck at 8, see, this is...
Scouts are split on the likelihood of him reaching his ceiling, as he's not an explosive athlete and has had some challenging moments this season. Wish him the best, but I can't assume that much risk.
A taller Keaton Wagler, pretty much. That's what we're doing. You know, Whitey, I think there's so many different philosophies when it comes to the draft, specifically when I know that's not late, but you're after the top 5, right? So if you drop out of the top 5, and you know me, I'm hashtag trade down for what? But if you are going to keep the pick and trade, you know, or take whoever it is at 6, 7, or 8, do you go for somebody that you feel is more surefire, or do you say, man, well, we missed out on Debanza, we might as well take a swing at 8 and see what we can do? You're saying that you wouldn't do that. I do think there are some GMs out there. There's some armchair GMs out there that would do that.
Maybe so, but I think specifically for the Kings, given how important it is for them to nail this pick, that it's just not worth it to take a guy about whom, yeah, he could be really good, but there are legitimate concerns. He might not get there. There are probably more concerns about him than anybody else in the top 10. And he may be better than anyone expects. But to me, if I'm the Kings, I can't take that chance.
Well, what's funny is...
maybe you're right. Maybe you see it and you go, no, I'm not worried. Maybe you're right.
Well, you can be worried, but is it worth the risk? And what's funny is I think the problem with him is if you're worried about something and he's also not an explosive athlete, that doesn't help. And when I watched the tape, he looked a bit slow-footed. When I watched him in March Madness, I liked what I saw. But what's funny is I don't know what the best situation is for him. If he goes to more of a contender and he just kind of hangs out in the G League and doesn't get his opportunity, you're kind of looking at a Kuminga situation.
Oh, boy.
You would say that on a bad team like the Kings, he would get plenty of runway, so you'd get to find out what the heck he is.
Jay, who's right? Me or Alan? Nate, I meant.
I think it's 50-50 right now, right?
Oh, my
We don't know.
Jay doesn't do diplomacy very well.
But, I mean, truly, we don't know what he is yet.
Yeah, to me...
We'll find out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, to me, if you miss out...
I get disappointed when Jay's diplomatic because usually he doesn't care. He's like, he's just going to tell you what he thinks.
It's the ceiling thing.
Yeah.
It's the ceiling thing. If you miss out on the top 5, you could say, I have to take whoever has the highest
You're
seed.
probably right, Jay. You're probably right. Number 7, Kingston Flemings.
Dropping.
He had cooled off a bit offensively in the final month of the season, but he has proved himself as a winning player and explosive playmaker with the potential to anchor a backcourt long term. Another guy that I think essentially we disagree on. I think I'm higher on him than you are.
Yes, certainly. Like, to me, that's the conversation that we're having about Nate Ament. You want to go get Kingston Flemings? Cool, you got a piece. Kingston Flemings might be the 3rd best player on a deep playoff type of team.
He is an unselfish and skilled passer who shines on the open floor. Those are my guys, Alan. I got to admit. I know you don't like guys that pass the ball, but
That's
to
a
me,
waste of time.
Unselfish, skilled passer. Yes, I definitely have room for him on my roster.
But Whitey, you still need 2 other really good pieces. That he is not, to me, we don't know, but I think the consensus is he's going to be a really good player.
What did Scott Perry say at his first meeting with Sacramento media? We have not had a true point guard.
Okay.
Here he is.
Get him, and you still have to do more. So
I agree with that.
You have to be. You're going to have to do more either way. Don't get me wrong. But you have to be back in the tank next season. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He, like you just said, I think at the time you said add Keaton Wagler to this team. What are we talking about? It's the same thing with Kingston Flemings, in my opinion.
Some of these point guards remind me of Kenny Smith when the Kings drafted him. And I don't remember where they drafted him. I think that was the Kevin Johnson draft. The Kings drafted Kenny Smith from North Carolina. And I think they thought, man, he's going to be a great player. He was a really good player. with the Kings was like, he's not really doing anything for us. He's not making that much of a difference. Trade him to the Rockets, and he helps them win back-to-back championships.
Right.
Obviously, because he had Akeem Olajuwon.
But that's the De'Aaron Fox thing. It's kind of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you take Kingston and I don't really know enough about Michael, but if you take Kingston, to me, I think you're in it for the long haul anyway, but what is your plan, Whitey, to find your superstar? Because I don't see superstar with Kingston Fleming.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't be taking him like third or something. And I think when we had this discussion a few months ago, I was saying top 5, and I'll walk that back.
Right.
If I can.
And maybe it's just a matter of, hey, what you said he was 7 or 8 or 6?
He's 7 on this.
Okay,
Jeremy
so
Lewis.
maybe the reality is, look, you're picking 7. You're not normally going to find a superstar at 7, so you got to keep trucking.
Yeah. Number 6, Darius Acuff. That's your guy, right?
That's more star power.
Mm-hmm.
So I would, if you're down there, you got to go swinging. It's the same thing that I've been saying.
The thing that he doesn't get enough credit for, in my opinion, is that he doesn't turn the ball over. He has the ball a ton, and he doesn't turn it over. Yeah. Number 5, Wagler. Number 4, Caleb Wilson. Matt George says he'd take Caleb Wilson with a 2 pick if he's a Kings. Where do you think he heard that? Where do you think he got that?
I mean, he says he's listening. Yeah, you did. You are the first person I hear to say that.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to my man Whitey.
Now everybody says
Now everybody is saying it.
3, Boozer. 2, Peterson. Number 1, AJ Dabonsa from Jeremy Woo.
I mean, half the time we're joking. Matt says, "Oh, what are you guys talking about?" And he says he's going to use it the next day. I don't think he's joking. I don't think he's joking at all, Whitey. You keep giving him material.
Yeah.
You are a team player.
I'll have to feed him false info during the crossover before we're on the air.
Yeah.
Then see if he says it.
Right. You know, Alan, I'd take Michael Brown Jr. at 2. See if we see another cut segment from Matt. Why Michael Brown Jr. is the perfect pick for the Sacramento Kings.
Assuming DeBonsa's number 1 and you have the second pick, and I know you said you don't want the second pick because of all the baggage that comes with that pick. Who are you taking it to?
Got to take Caleb.
Okay.
It's Caleb or Boozer. Because the Boozer thing, that's your argument on why you shouldn't take Nate Ahmed. Let's just get a piece.
Yeah, it is.
Might not be the piece, but let's just get a piece.
Mm-hmm.
But Caleb, I mean, I think he's going higher. He's more athletic, way more athletic. But it's kind of a similar conversation to the Nate Ahmed thing. We don't know. It's more of a risk, but you got to take it.
Meanwhile, you a baseball fan?
A little bit.
Looking forward to watching the Giants tonight? Good luck with that. Next on Sactown Sports.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockworth, Retirement Security Standards with a weekly economic update. Markets initially reacted positively to news of a temporary ceasefire with Iran, offering a reminder of how quickly sentiment can shift when geopolitical tensions ease. Stocks moved higher globally, while oil prices dropped sharply by as much as 13 to 15% as concerns over supply disruptions through the Strait of Hormuz begin to fade. For investors, this creates a few potential opportunities. Lower energy prices can ease inflation pressures and may support consumer spending and corporate margins. At the same time, falling bond yields could provide relief for interest rate-sensitive sectors like housing and technology. However, it's important to remember this is a temporary ceasefire. Analysts caution that markets may be pricing an optimism that still depends on longer-term stability. For long-term investors, periods like this often reinforce the value of staying diversified and focusing on fundamentals while selectively looking for opportunities created by short-term volatility. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Mosaic Wealth, member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
If you don't care about saving 50% off your wireless bill for the same 5G coverage the big guys are charging a fortune for, maybe you care about keeping jobs in America. Pure Talk does. They've pledged to run their entire operation from this country, including all their customer service. Or maybe you care about our nation's veterans. Pure Talk does. They've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to America's Warrior Partnership, a fantastic organization working hard to prevent veteran suicide. Or maybe you care about closing America's skills gap. Pure Talk does. They're a proud supporter of MicroWorks. They're helping my foundation train the next generation of skilled workers. Don't get me wrong. Saving money's great, and you'll save plenty with Pure Talk. But if you want to be in business with people who share your values, dial pound 250. Say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
It's no secret the world feels unpredictable lately. One thing will never change: Hoblet's mission to nuke high prices. Right now, and only at Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland, you can get 4.99% financing for up to 84 months on all new vehicles in stock and keep every factory rebate you qualify for when you finance with Hoblet's preferred lender. That's 4.99% financing, and you keep all the factory rebates you qualify for. Not one or the other like other dealers are offering. Only Hoblet has fought to get you a deal this good. Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at hobletdodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, and now unbeatable interest rates. Nobody beats Hoblet. Period. 4.99% APR available on select new vehicles in stock while supplies last. Pricing and savings may vary by model and trim. Financing on approved credit through Hoblet Preferred Lending for well-qualified buyers. $60,000 max finance. Approximately $14.14 per thousand finance. Residency restrictions and lender membership requirements may apply. See dealer for details.
Dig.
The chill to spill my back can be filled with satisfaction when we're done. Satisfaction.
Live stream the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports 1140.
Thank you to Jay. Jay set me straight a little bit here on Kenny Smith, and I'm glad he did, and I want to clarify that because if we don't, Jerry has other things to do, but Jerry Reynolds listens a lot, and if we don't set the record straight, he'll come on and say, Whitey, by the way, you totally botched the Kenny Smith thing. But Kenny Smith was drafted by the Kings with the 6th pick in the 87 draft, second in Rookie of the Year voting. 2 years for him, and then in his 3rd year, he was traded to Atlanta, played 33 games there, and then he was traded to the Rockets. So I think the Kings got Antoine Carr for Kenny Smith. But he was a really good player here, but he wasn't a great player, and then he went to Houston, and as a really good point guard, helped them win a couple championships. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying with point guards. You can have a really good point guard. He may not necessarily be like your lead guy, lead us to championship. Mm-hmm. No, like you said, De'Aaron, good example. Like, you get me Wemby or somebody or Olajuwon, I can do that, but I can't do it by myself.
Well, here's the thing, and I promise you, we've gone however long now, nearly 2 hours into the show, and I haven't said the words hybrid rebuild.
Oh.
And that ends now. But hold on. I'm not saying I never say to do it or not to do it. This is what I'm saying though, Whitey.
You usually say not. You implied that you don't want to do it.
No, I don't want to do it.
Okay.
I don't want to do it. But this is what I'm saying. Okay, you don't want again, this whole thing is so contingent upon the Kings getting a really good pick. Honestly, you get anything under 5, this is a problem, and I'll tell you why. You could still hit, but Whitey, you want to take Kingston Flemings at 7. Let's say you're stuck with 7 and you just got bad luck. You take Kingston Flemings at 7, and you got this whole plan. Keith Smith says you should do this plan. The Convention of Wisdom says to take this plan. We just heard about how bad 2027 is supposed to be the draft and 2028, right? So now, and I get it, there's really no other option. You have the tanking rules that are going to come down. We don't know what they are. You're going to take Kingston Flemings, who you don't believe is going to be a superstar. Now, we could be wrong, but I don't see it. He's a good piece, right? Then you're going to be back in the tank in 2027. We don't know what the rules are for a bad draft. Then you're going to be back in the tank again, maybe, in 2028 for what other prognosticators still don't think is a great draft. So now at that point, if you count this season, which I don't know if people would or not, now we're in year 3 or 4, and hopefully you found your star in 2 lackluster drafts in 2027, 2028. That's my whole thing, not to argue the hybrid rebuild, but why somebody might argue it, because that's a lot of ifs in there, Whitey. It's a lot of ifs.
Oh, yeah. And I'll quibble with one thing you said. And I'm not saying you're wrong, but you said, look, if you're the Kings and you have bad luck and you draft 7th, well, yeah, the Kings would consider it, that was bad luck if they pick 7th. But the way the odds are laid out, the odds are better that you pick 7th than for any other slot.
Sure. Well, you don't have good luck.
Yeah, I know. You're right. But I just thought, well, actually, in a way, you're more likely to pick 7th than you are to pick any other slot. But
yeah.
It would not be
That
good
doesn't
luck.
sound good.
No.
I don't like the sound of that.
But even that, it's only like 1 out of 4. So
I don't
anyway, what are the odds of me watching the Giants tonight?
Apple TV?
What?
I believe it's on Apple TV I saw.
What is that?
It's the one, Apple.
NBC Sports Bay Area, right? Giants baseball.
I don't believe so.
Occasionally they're on, I think, Channel 4 in the Bay Area. They used to be, and then you'd have to watch Channel 31 used to pick them up here. MLB Network might pick up the game.
Yes.
Apple TV, one of the few services. I don't believe I have that, Alan.
Do you not really?
I do not believe I do.
Wow.
One of my daughters does, and I probably, figure out a way to finagle that, but.
You don't have Apple TV?
I do not have Apple TV.
Great shows. They're the new HBO. They really are.
Why? What is HBO then?
It's still HBO.
Okay.
But it's the new HBO. A lot of great shows on Apple TV.
Yeah.
Well, Giants baseball.
2 things I'll say. On the one hand, isn't this just a great example of how this is getting ridiculous, how many different streaming services the games are on? 2, maybe you're onto something. A big Apple TV Friday night game. You got your Giants on because maybe that brand.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But they did this last season too, the Apple TV thing. So
yeah, I know.
And I don't know if people love it on Apple TV.
I do think, honestly, there was one game where I was like, for 20 minutes, like, where is the game? Oh.
Apple TV.
Yeah.
What's worse, the Apple TV baseball or the Prime on football?
Well, for me, Apple TV, anything.
I
don't have it.
Yeah.
They used to have it, wasn't it Apple TV that had like Sunday morning baseball?
But Prime is
last year?
annoying because you could be in a restaurant or an establishment and some of them don't have Prime. I guess the same thing with Apple, but it's football. You know, it's a big game. Every game's a big game.
Right.
I think Prime on Thursdays is worse than some random Apple TV game. Doesn't bother me as much.
The Giants and the Orioles resuming their interleague rivalry?
Battle? No, it's the battle of the orange and black. That's got some juice there, Whitey.
Uh-huh.
Battle of the orange and black. Who's the better orange and black squad?
Yeah. Now, we've talked this week about a number of things that irritate you, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday it was e-bikes. And I was watching TV last night. I wasn't watching Apple TV. Might have been watching basketball on Amazon Prime. And I saw a commercial and I thought, there it is. That's Alan. Do you know what commercial it was?
No.
It's I think it's Progressive, where when the young homeowners turn into their parents. And I was like, yes, that's Alan. They become obsessed with rules. I was like, yes.
That is not me.
That's him.
That is not me. Like when they're saying, oh, you're not supposed to put compost in there.
And
That's
it. Yes.
It's not even their trash can.
Right.
Please, it's not. They're fine. They're fine. Or they're calling out the name at the coffee shop. Is there a Jace? They call Jace. They're Jace?
Yeah.
It's not me.
It's Jan. I guess Jan. It could be Jan. Yes, that's Alan. Not so much that. I don't know if you do that. But with the rules, where the guy goes up to the 10 items or less. Technically, there's 3.
No, that is me.
Okay, there you go. See, I knew it.
That is me.
Technically, they're in a bag. There's 3 of them, but it's just one item. Yeah.
That is me. You know where else I'm like that? Did you see, I don't know, one of the Yankees prospects I think his name is George Lombard Jr., I believe it is.
Yeah.
So
I have one of his cards.
So they post a video of him. It's his second home run, Whitey. And then you watch the video again, and you see, okay, this is the minor leagues. We're 2 weeks into the season. And then you look at the score, it's 11-2. It's a position player pitching in the minor leagues. Now, I hate position players pitching. I do. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's cute. You know, Giants fans, hey, look, Panda's pitching. Isn't that funny? No, it's stupid. Everybody wants to get mad about bat flipping. Oh, we can't bat flip. That's disrespectful, or they're celebrating too much. No. Throwing a position player out there, and I get it, you're trying to save your pitching. I understand that. But, Whitey, it is disrespectful. It's not cute. It's not funny. Like when people, oh, my baby's crying on the plane. Isn't my baby cute? No, that's not cute.
I no disrespect, but I don't disrespect me.
That's not cute. It's not funny. Look, Panda. Oh, Brandon Crawford finally got the pitch.
CJ.
It's disrespectful.
Young homeowners turn into their parents.
You know you hate that. You know you hate position players pitching.
And why you going after the little toddlers, man?
Because it's not cute. No one wants to hear your baby crying.
No mom whose baby is crying on a plane thinks it's cute.
Some of them, hey, look at my cute baby crying.
You've heard that before?
No, but it's the look that they have. They have a look at my baby look. There's a look at my baby look. There's a look at my dog look.
Is it more terrified than anything?
Typically parents whose child is crying on a plane are mortified.
Yeah.
It's stressful.
No, Jimmy, get back here. Get from in that aisle. Come here, Jimmy. You're so silly.
Nah, we must be on different flights.
You know, and the same with the dogs. Oh, Chip, hey, Chip, leave that person alone. He doesn't want to pet you, does he?
You going after toddlers and dogs?
Both of them. Both of them, man. Enough.
One of my daughters has a dog that's not the friendliest, and she gets mad when people come up and say, "Can I pet your dog?" Because they put stuff on them like, "Do not pet this dog." "Oh, can I pet your dog?" And she gets really mad.
It says, "Do not pet."
Well, it's a vest or something that's supposed to mean leave. You know.
I don't know dog rules.
Yeah.
But I'm the opposite. People, when I'm jogging or I'm walking, and certain dog people, they just give you a look like, "Do you want to pet my dog?" And I give them a look back. I'm good.
Well, the position players, I'll say it's much more common than it used to be. It used to be such an oddity that every so often it was, "Hey, look at this. Whoa, it's a position player. Let's see what he does." And now it's like, are you kidding me?
It's ridiculous, guys.
Yeah, it's a form of baseball.
Those home runs should have asterisks next to them. The whole thing.
Didn't Kurtz, that huge game he had against the Astros last year, I think some of that was off of
he had 4, right? I think it was the 4th. And you know what else about that?
What's that?
If you are going to have a position player out there, now you can't run ABS. You can't challenge those pitches.
I did see that somewhere.
Now I don't know what I'm annoyed about. I don't know what part of that I'm annoyed about. If he's out there, you can challenge it.
You ever see that one when the guy's at the gas station and he has to talk to other people that are filling up? The bathroom code is 4301. That's you, Alan. That's you.
Not me. I'll embrace it, though.
Karen South.
Which King was just named to the Post All-Star Breakout Team? Well, look at that. We got some 49er news, and we'll get to your calls as well. Jerry Reynolds and Bonte Hill still to come with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
The Kings play here, baby. Tonight, Kings and Warriors. King Night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner.
Starts at 5:30 with tip-off at 7. Listen to your Sacramento Kings.
On the official home of Kings basketball, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Augusta National's 11th, 12th, and 13th holes are called Amen Corner, attributed as writer Herbert Warren Wind christened it such in describing the way Arnold Palmer had played those holes in a somewhat miraculous manner. Heavy rains in 1958 prompted a local rule allowing a lift and drop for an embedded ball. When Palmer hit his ball over the 12th green and the ball embedded, the official and Palmer agreed that the ball should be played as it lay, but that Palmer could play a second ball, which he dropped. He holed out for a 5 with the first ball and a 3 with the second. When he was playing 15, he was told his drop at 12 was proper, leading to his first Masters victory. Wynn's inspiration for Amen Corner came from a jazz record titled Shouting in Amen Corner. The center of the Bible manufacturing in the 1900s was in Lower New York City, which became a popular spot for sidewalk preachers to preach old-time religion. The many amen shouts heard each day led to the term Amen Corner. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Hi, Flo here to say that Progressive knows that life can change quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, like when I have to take my ex off my policy.
Oh, sorry. But yes, we can do that.
And can you send them a message and tell them that they have trust issues that they need to work on?
We don't really get in the middle of these conflicts.
Also, can you let them know that I was faking interest in his band and it's probably time to grow up?
I'm not going to do it. Just know that with Progressive, you can easily make changes to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Also, I'm staying in touch with his mom because she's absolutely lovely.
Bad idea.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction. Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, April 11th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies, all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
With Popeye's new $6 faves menu, you can get this 3-piece chicken, this 3-piece tenders, this chicken sandwich, or these 2 regular sides for just $6 a piece. I know you can't see what I see, but trust me, those bold Louisiana flavors look so good, you might just have to get them all. Now there's an idea.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Terms apply.
KHDK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
We got some 49er news for you. The 49ers, according to Josh Dubow, have agreed to a 1-year deal with free agent corner Jack Jones. 28-year-old Jones, 4th-round pick by New England in 2022. Spent time last year with Miami, where he started all 17 games, 1 interception, 2 forced fumbles, 6 passes defended. Looks like he is expected to fit well in new coordinator Raheem Morris's scheme with the 49ers as he adds depth for the 49ers behind starters Yamador Lenore and Renardo Green at outside corner.
Yeah, he was.
It's over.
Well,
Just give him the Lombardi now.
That's right. He was with the Raiders for a couple years, too. So, good for the Niners shoring up that cornerback position. I get confused, guys.
Yeah, he had 2 interception returns for touchdowns for the Raiders and wins over the Chargers and Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I do get confused, guys, because when you talk about the secondary for the Niners, it feels like it goes back and forth. One minute, the secondary, a couple of years ago, the secondary is trash. Then, a year or so ago, the secondary, it's young, it's up and coming, and now the secondary seems like it's a soft spot again. I can't keep up with the Niners secondary, to be honest. Feels like it depends on who you ask as far as whether or not the Niners secondary is good or not.
I think a lot of it depends on whether or not the front is getting home.
Yeah, that's true too. You let them out there, let them dance out there.
That's right.
Dontavian Wick headed to the Eagles, by the way, so he's going to be dancing.
I mean, think of yourself, Alan, MVP of the Turkey Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Just think, I mean, if the quarterback has time, who's going to stop you?
Oh, no. Yeah. If the quarterback has time, you might get my first move, you might hang with me somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
The second move, you go night-night.
Right.
Yeah. That second move, just sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I understand that one.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. JR, a great 49er fan, JR joining us. How are you, JR?
Hey, I love how Styles going after babies and puppies. That's a good way to win people over.
That's a percentage move, isn't it? You're going to make a lot of friends that way.
Yeah. That's a very good political move on his part. I can't stand babies or puppies. Get them out of here.
Look, I like them. It just,
Why is your dog looking at me funny? I do not want to pet
it. Don't assume that I want to pet it. That's it.
That is a funny thing. I have a dog. I walk in, and people kind of look at it like, I like to pet it. And I say the same thing when I like your daughter. Is like, yeah, I never know what she's thinking. she might. What's the old Peter Sellis? Does your dog bite? And he bites him. He's like, yeah, that's not my dog. Styles is more like mayhem, though, than he is like those guys.
No, you are mayhem. Every time I hear JR, he sounds like mayhem on those commercials.
Yeah.
Allstate, it sounds like him. Yeah.
I like the new one he has where he's dressed up like the superstar from the team. He's all in his drip. Yeah. He's like, yeah, check me out. And then the guy crashes into the back of the other car. Those are How did insurance commercials become like the most entertaining commercials all of a sudden out of everything?
That's true.
It's a great question, but it's true. Yeah. Throw in Flo.
So anyway,
Jake from State Farm.
Yeah.
They're all pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I guess the first inning is on Apple, the second inning's on Prime, third inning's on... Right?
Yeah.
Have you seen that where there's different channel every
Fifth
time?
inning is like, we're not going to tell you. Good luck finding it. Yeah. It's
Good
on
luck.
one of them.
Go find Kruko.
Yeah.
Find Kruko praising this third baseman who made another error. Well, that ball was hit a little bit to his left.
I'll tell you what, that was a nice play to keep that from going down the line. Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you right now, that's a great pitch. And I know they hit it out of the park, but that's a pitch I would have chosen.
Yeah, exactly.
Most pitchers wouldn't come in with that. He's got to try that because later on in the year he might work again. Yeah. I love Kruk.
He's the best.
All right, that's all I had. I love you guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you, JR.
All right, JR.
Mm-hmm.
Great stuff.
Yeah, so the Giants are on Apple TV tonight.
Right.
For those of you fortunate enough to, Alan checking his watch, because he's got baseball duties of his own tonight.
Oh, yeah, no, it just went off. I somehow got a stand goal, even though I'm not standing. But I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You be inviting everybody to say, "Hey, Larry."
Yeah, now I see the sun, or it's overcast, so I think we're on, Mighty.
Yeah, it looks like, I know Chris the mom said she checked with her representative and was told we got a ball game tonight.
Yeah.
Who River Cats taking on?
It is the Aviators, actually.
They're horrible. I hate them.
Why?
I always say that about who.
It's the
Cats
A's. It's the A's minor league, which funny enough,
because they're Las Vegas.
Yeah, funny enough, but the situation right now, I think, for the River Cats is they probably really hate rescheduling games. So it'd have to really be dumping to not play a game, because it's probably a nightmare, especially with them sharing a field.
Hey, Alan, we got according to Doppler, we got 60-minute rain delay. You're going to have to entertain the people. Let's go. What do you got? What do you want me to do? It doesn't matter. Just go entertain the people during the rain delay.
And that's when he realized.
That's where where's all the babies and the puppies in the Coliseum tonight?
I hope you got that, Jay. That was his Morgan Freeman.
And that's when he realized.
Kermit the Freeman.
I got to get, and that's when he realized.
Get a little more bass in your voice, family.
That's what he realized.
Yeah, there you go. A little more bass.
I got to work on it.
I'm just doing Frank doing Morgan.
Right. Which counts. I don't know. I'm doing Frank doing Morgan, too. And that's when he realized that he didn't like puppies and babies.
Yeah. Well, have fun tonight. Going to be a big night in Sacramento again with the River Cats home and the Kings taking on the Warriors. Bonte Hill's going to join us bottom of the hour. Jerry Reynolds joining us at 5. We also have this from John Hollinger. John Hollinger in The Athletic. doesn't always have nice things to say about the Sacramento Kings, but he has his NBA post-All-Star breakout team. Here are the players that are on it. He's got, for example, Darius Garland. You're not a Garland guy, are you?
Again, what am I asking him to do?
Guy Santos.
What list is this?
This is the guys that have really broken out and played well since the All-Star break.
How many games
caught John Hollinger's eye?
How many games has Darius Garland played?
Darius Garland, 62.3 true shooting percentage. He's great. Guy Santos, I've been trying to tell you about him for years, how good he is.
Go get him.
LaMelo Ball. Stop the presses. LaMelo Ball has played 70 games this season.
That is what? Probably close to the most of his career.
Yeah.
Or
Can
top two.
you guess which King is going to end up on this team? You don't have to
X-Ray,
say.
no.
Yes, I mean, it's got to be Maxine.
Sadiq Bey, Pelicans.
Or is he going to throw Precious on there?
Precious Achiuwa
Wow.
has made John Hollinger's, what is it again? Post-All-Star breakout team.
Sure.
How about honoring him tonight?
Yeah, honor Precious.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. He says Achiuwa's career resurrection came in his 28.19 rebound eruption at Toronto. May have fatally wounded Toronto's hopes of getting the East's 5th seed. Was not even on a roster at the start of the season. Ended up in Sacramento after the Kings realized they forgot to sign any power forwards. For those of you who haven't been watching a lot of Kings games the past several weeks, Achiuwa averaging 15.7 points, 9.3 rebounds on 59.6% true shooting since the All-Star break. In that time, the Kings have been shockingly competent when Achiuwa plays and mercilessly thrashed when he sits. Suffice it to say, I don't think Achiuwa will be unsigned on opening day of next year because Sacramento signed him to a one-year deal with no options. Achiuwa will be an unrestricted free agent who, at 26 years old, should get a lot of attention. There you go. I should send that to Keith Smith.
You should.
Mm-hmm.
You should. And I don't know. I get so flip-flopped on this with where Precious Achiuwa is going to end up. I've seen people say, oh, his market's not really going to change. They're playing bad teams. I've heard people say, oh, the Kings are not going to be able to afford him. That is the biggest mystery. That might be a top 3 thing I'm interested in this offseason. How much money did he actually make?
Yeah, to me, that's the tricky thing if you're the Kings. And I know you make fun of all of us for saying, for having dogs and liking babies and stuff, but also you make fun of us for the whole, they should keep Precious Achiuwa. Well, it gets a little more involved when you look at the roster and say, okay, you don't have room to sign anybody. Mm-hmm. So if you create room where you can sign somebody, is he a priority? Aren't there other guys you want to sign?
No, he is. He's got to be.
And it depends, as Jerry Reynolds told you, well, who am I drafting?
Right.
If I draft Cam Boozer, I probably don't want to spend a lot of money on Precious Achiuwa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's all those things to consider. But he's been amazing this year. For a guy that's like, yeah, he's just kind of a guy and just trying to stay in the league. Like, whoa.
Yeah. For somebody that nobody else went after, and if you look at the rosters in the NBA, not at the weird G League stuff, but guys that were really supposed to contribute, I don't know what happened in New York, but clearly he got typecast and it didn't do what he can do any justice. Didn't do him any justice. But you know what, Whitey? I do feel, this does feel odd to me. It feels like we're not really hammering this home. This is the last show we're going to do of the 2025-2026 season.
Mm-hmm.
It's the last one.
Yeah.
We made it.
We haven't made it yet,
We
Alan.
made it.
It's been a long,
We made it. I mean, we did it, man. Drama, accolades, records, draft picks, trades, arguments. We made it.
Mm-hmm.
This will go down as, man, and coming off of last season with all those, that was a soap opera, legitimately. That was legitimately a soap opera. This was not for the faint of heart. So all you Sacramentans out there with your babies, your puppies, and your e-bikes, This one goes out to you because we made it some way, somehow.
Mm-hmm.
It's over. It's over.
It will be soon.
Yes.
Very soon.
The weekend. You're going to blink.
Very soon.
You're going to blink, and trust me, no, we got such an electric plan for you coming into offseason. The draft coverage, second to none.
What happened to all your parties you were going to have?
Oh, well, we got the lottery parties during that can't be on Mother's Day. So now we only have a draft party. So we're talking to people. You know, I have a background in event planning as well.
See, you could make radio history, the first ever draft lottery Mother's Day party somewhere.
You know, I don't know if
Don't have the chops for it. I thought you had superpowers.
I do, but that is not a smart superpower to have. Hey, honey, you want to go? You want to go to the, this establishment to look at the lottery, which we have no control over?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna find out in 10 minutes, less than that. Then sit there and either be happy or very sad.
Do you think Doug Christie will be the coach of the Kings next year?
Yes, sir. Yeah, he will be. And if you ask me, is he going to be the coach next season or the season after that? I wouldn't be as confident. Not at all. But next season, I'm pretty confident it's going to be.
Was it your guy, Brett Siegel?
My guy.
And he said basically, Doug Christie may not be the Kings' long-term coach, but he might be back next year. Isn't that what he said?
Yeah, he said.
Is there anybody who didn't know that, who follows the Kings?
Well,
Is there anybody who didn't know that?
I don't know.
He might not be their long-term guy, but he could coach next year.
Let me get you the real quote.
Okay.
Doug Christie signed an interesting contract with the Sacramento Kings last summer, a 3-year deal that guaranteed the first 2 years, but contained a team option for the final year. I believe it actually is. Isn't it mutual?
Yeah.
Yeah. There is no word as to what the Kings plan to do with their head coach, but he is not expected to be their long-term option on the sidelines. Do not be shocked if Christie returns for his second full season in Sacramento, especially since the Kings will have decisions to make on the futures of Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Domantas Sabonis in the summer.
I very much appreciate when he takes time to come on our show, but he didn't. Come on.
But Whitey.
Don't be shocked. Are you saying it's going to have, he's expected? By who? Who expects him?
You got to, no. First of all, this is a national outlet. So people reading this is not people from the 916,
it doesn't
from the 209.
matter where you're from.
530.
He didn't say anything. He said either thing could
He
happen.
to people who aren't in the mix like that. He is not, I'll tell you this much, he is not expected to be their long-term option on the sidelines. We haven't heard that before.
Well, it depends. By whose expectations are we talking about? Don't you have to say
no?
who
You
you're
got
talking
sources.
about?
He's not expected.
I think he will be the coach next year.
Yeah, I think so too. But the whole long-term thing, it's so funny because you're Doug. I guess your whole goal is to prove whoever wrong.
Yeah. Also, speaking of coming back next year, and we really don't know this, but there are indications. We found out today from The Athletic that Mark Jones is going to be wrapping up his basketball portion of his ESPN career.
No, all of it. All of it. Football,
okay.
everything.
I wasn't sure. Okay. So he's finishing with ESPN on Sunday. What does that mean for his future with the Kings? All signs that I've seen so far indicate that he will be back next year, but we don't have anything definitive on that yet.
Yeah, I mean, Barry Jackson said it. And he said he spoke with Mark Jackson. But no, there hasn't been an official press release or anything like that.
Yeah. You spoke with Mark Jackson? What does Mark Jackson know about it?
Mark Jones. Well, you got Barry Jackson.
What do you
Mark
think,
Jones.
Mark Jackson? Hand down, man down. Okay, what about Mark Jones? What is?
With all due respect. So, yeah, according to Barry Jackson, Mark Jones will be back with the Kings, but we'll wait for the official.
Yeah, we don't have anything definitive on that.
No.
Yes.
This is all very new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the other thing that we gleaned from what Barry Jackson posted was, looks like Mark Jones could have continued with ESPN. ESPN wanted him to stick around, but he said, no, I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah. What a career. What a career. Yeah, I can't wait, whether that's on air or off air, to just kind of, when you've been somewhere so long, probably takes a while to process all of it. I mean, before I came here, my last spot, I was there 7 years. It felt like a lifetime. You talk about 30, and Pat still. KCI.
Uh-huh.
With Pat retiring, it's got to be, and that's different. Mark Jones isn't retiring, but when you leave somewhere after so long, I'm sure it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And where was it you were for so long?
My previous job.
Yeah.
I was there for 7 years.
Okay, yeah. And what was your previous job? I'm just asking.
I told you.
Okay. Okay.
I was a senior manager, content operations.
Okay, all right. I got you. Thank you. Yeah.
7.
Yeah. But you always had that hankering to get into broadcasting.
Every time I heard Le Batard's show, I'm thinking, I'm better than Stu Gatz. Get me on the air.
Yeah.
Well,
good. And tonight, a special night, a night of celebration for DeMar DeRozan.
It is.
Who all of a sudden is a controversial figure thanks to your boy, Justin Berber.
What timing, though, for that to come out? And because it is weird. It's not as if he's about to pass Shaq. There's still over 100 games at 18 points per game. Did he find out that the Kings are doing a celebration and he thought, wait, what's going on here? It is a bit random.
Yeah. This does to me feel like a thanks for everything. But again, I don't know anything, just reading the tea leaves. I know yesterday DeMar was asked, what have you thought about the future? And he's like, no. So I don't know where that is, but this does feel like look, we just want to take a moment to thank you for everything that you've done here and congratulate you on some of the things you've done this year. You've provided some of the very few bright spots in this season. Mm-hmm. So we want to give fans a chance to show their appreciation.
I think this year can maybe overshadow last season. I know last season was
could be his last game as a King at Golden One Center.
I know this season wasn't great, and last season, you lost in the play-in. But he did have some moments last season, Whitey, that step through against the Magic.
Oh, yeah.
That buzzer beater. So, that'll get lost in translation. But he did have some moments. I just kind of wonder at this point in time, what I asked Keith Smith as far as, hey, what if these guys want to come back? Like, we have no reason to believe either way. We heard nothing about Russell Westbrook wanting to be on a contender. We've heard about him liking the leadership role. Mm-hmm. We haven't heard anything about DeMar DeRozan wanting to be on a contender. There was no buyout conversation. So if the Kings, and DeMar's under contract, but if DeMar says, hey, I want to come back, do the Kings have it with them, right? Or if Russell Westbrook says, hey, I want to come back, I thought this was fun, do the Kings have the you-know-what to say, actually, we're moving forward? That's where I think the drama could come from.
Well, I'm sure they would.
Okay.
If it came to that. They're not going to, oh, boy, why wouldn't you?
Because they like the whole leadership thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they've continued to tell us.
Yeah, but you made it sound like, well, they would feel pressured because if he wanted to stay, but they didn't really want him?
Yeah, I'm saying if they were trying to make a decision to move forward, they're thinking, hey, they probably want to go to a contender anyway, and they say, no, we love it here. We want to run it back. Let's run it back, keep teaching the young folks. And the Kings now have to be the ones to say, well, actually, it's different for Russ. He's not on contract, but DeMar, we're trying to see what else is out there because we got 3 new guys coming in.
Yeah, and speaking of honoring people, Jay, I don't know if you're aware of this. I know we talked about it on the crossover. I think you heard some of that. The Mariners are unveiling a statue today of Ichiro. And when they unveiled it, his bat was broken. And Ken Griffey Jr. was cracking up. But I know we've talked about this and we talk about it, but we talk about honoring players. Are we ever going to have statues outside of Golden One? Should we, or should I just stop even dreaming of that day?
I guess my question would be, who is the first person that goes up?
Yeah.
And then I could probably answer that question.
I would say either Greg Lukenbill or, as Matt George said, Rick Adelman, or maybe some variation of like the Sports Illustrated cover.
I mean, it's no disrespect to Greg Lukenbill and or Coach Adelman. I just don't know Like I'm sitting here trying to think.
You don't think we have anybody that's statue-worthy yet?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
That's a valid point.
I'm trying to pick and choose my words correctly, because we do have some great people, and the Sports Illustrated situation, the greatest show on court, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that would be celebrating the Sports Illustrated thing would be celebrating mediocrity.
Well, they weren't mediocre.
Yeah, I know, but I think it's because they didn't hoist the trophy.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Ichiro didn't either, but I just think he's
Mitch Richmond, Chris Webber.
I don't know.
Hall of Famers that played good portions of their careers here in Sacramento.
Yeah,
you just
for
like
me,
that
I'd say
Piglet
no.
statue, don't you?
No, can't stand that
Sculpture.
one. Yeah, I'd rather somebody put clay pots up there or something. Anything better than that. But no disrespect to the gentleman who created that too.
Yeah,
but
right.
let's just say
He's
that
an artist.
I
yeah.
know that check cleared. Shouts out to you, brother, because you got over on the city.
Are you suggesting that we have to wait till maybe we win a championship?
I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking. I mean, maybe you encompass it with a whole narrative, like a map of Sacramento or something. That's stupid, though.
Well, we're just spitballing.
Yeah, but that's dumb.
Yeah, that's all right.
And I don't think
I had a dumb idea or two myself.
Man.
2?
I've had 30 shoot by time at 4.
Yeah, the Ichiro note because he didn't even go to a World Series, I don't think. So
no.
Yeah, it's a good example.
Yeah.
But he's an all-time great.
Baseball
he separated himself though.
Baseball
right?
is different. The season is so long and there's so many variables. I just don't think we look at it any different. Like nobody looks at Ken Griffey any different for not having a ring. Nobody looks at Barry for not having a ring for other stuff, but not for having a ring. Dusty, same thing, even though Barry and Dusty could have had a ring. Baseball is just a different beast in that. But I would say
the Giants rule, pardon me, but the Giants have an informal rule. It's not written, but Hall of Famers get a statue.
Yeah.
That's why the whole Barry thing is he going to get a statue? Well, he's not a Hall of Famer.
Right.
But it's kind of an unwritten rule, but you can see that they followed it with the guys who've gotten statues.
But that's what we talked about before because it's the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Right.
It's a little bit different to have that rule if you are, the Kings or whoever. I don't actually think that you have to win a championship to get a statue.
I agree.
I just think that you have to have more success than what the 2000s had, right? If De'Aaron, let's say example, De'Aaron, he already has a bunch of records for the Kings, even though he's gone now.
Yeah, he's gone though.
No, I know.
Not
I'm
long
just using
enough.
it as an example.
Yeah.
If he stayed, went to the final, for example, here's a good one. Devin Booker might get a statue in Phoenix when it's all said and done, even if he doesn't win anything. He stayed there. They went to a finals. He got the bag. He's been a part of the community for so long.
Yep.
He's probably going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
I think that's a situation. Now, Whitey, the retort would be, we don't know what Devin Booker is going to do, but assuming he doesn't win a championship, is there anybody in Sacramento that you named that was as successful as what we project Devin Booker to be? So I don't think you have to win a championship. You just have to be really successful for a really long time.
They're iconic. I think they're –
Yeah.
The thing about it is you're talking about longevity. None of those people had longevity here for the Sacramento Kings,
Right.
Unfortunately. For me, I think if it's anyone, and I was going to throw this in there, but I want to answer the question. Hands down, who needs a statue because we've already given Jerry Reynolds the media entrance, G-Man needs a statue. It's the Chick Hearn. It's it's like the Harry Carey. We need some form of fashion, and I'm speaking to the Sacramento Kings, please, before the G-Man leaves here, and hopefully that's not within 25, 30 years. Let that man live to however long he wants to be, please. He needs to be honored.
Yeah.
We don't need to not give him his flowers, his roses, with him not being here.
Right. Yeah, you can build a statue even if he's going to be here for 19 more years.
Please.
Yeah.
Put it up and let him go by and smile and, enjoy it. Like, if he deserves a statue.
I think that's what Brendan said.
Like,
Wasn't
he
that
is the
Brendan's
guy.
answer?
Yeah. I mean, put that thing up.
Great answer.
Say, pull the flowers at the pig statue area and put a G-Man in there right now.
Great answer. Bonte Hill, Warriors pre- and post-game host, is going to join us. Might get spicy, Alan.
It probably
Might
will.
get spicy up in here next on Sactown Sports.
Gold demand is skyrocketing to record highs. As more Americans rush to preserve their savings, will there be enough gold? I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your 401k or IRA savings. Gold offers tangible security that can't be tracked, stolen, or inflated. That's why I strongly advocate for gold IRAs. To learn more, text the word SECURE to 989898 now. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, and their thousands of great reviews prove I'm not alone. So don't wait another second. Protect your retirement savings today and see how easy it is to move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals. Text SECURE to the number 989898 for your free gold IRA info kit. Again, SECURE to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply. Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home and auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Protect what matters most, your home or business, with A1 rodent proofing and pest control. That mouse in your kitchen? It's never just one. Rodents can destroy insulation, chew wires, and cause thousands in damage. Don't wait for an emergency. Call for a free inspection. A1 offers poison-free solutions, eco-friendly sanitizing, and a pest-free guarantee. Available 24/7 serving the Bay Area. Call 925-503-7271 or visit a1rodentproofing.com. Get peace of mind and keep pests out for good.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction.
Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, April 11th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies, all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
Sacramento. Get ready because the Sactown Sports Live events calendar is packed with can't-miss shows all season long. It all starts April 28th with Benjamin Todd live at Ace of Spades. Then May 9th, big night, big choices. Laugh with Tim Allen at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. Or catch the iconic sale live at Thunder Valley Casino Resort, happening on the same night. Rock lives on May 16th when Jason Bonham brings his Led Zeppelin evening to Hard Rock Live Sacramento. And don't miss Lenny Kravitz May 22nd at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. June 6th, sing along with Richard Marx also at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Then catch all the summer vibes July 10th with Rascal Flatts at Lake Tahoe Amphitheater at Caesars Republic. August keeps the party going with Kane Brown at Ironstone Amphitheater August 16th and Ty Myers August 22nd at Lake Tahoe Amphitheater at Caesars Republic. From comedy to rock to country, if it's live, it's here. Check the Sactown Sports Live events calendar and plan your next night out today.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Special guest coming up. Before we get to him, we have softball on here. Oklahoma playing Texas. Just a reminder that I don't know how many people know this. Alan's wife, who I've met, I think one time.
Maybe once.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She was an outstanding softball player in her own right.
She was.
Yeah.
She was.
I have heard that she was I've heard she was the best hitter in the family.
Yeah. Different types of hitters. Different types of hitters. That's what we'll say.
Well, you were kind of a slap.
Yeah, I mean,
on base.
Contact. We use the word contact.
Yeah. So she was like just a power bat.
More so.
Wow.
More so. Better launch angle, I guess.
Yeah. And where did she play, if I may ask?
At Temple.
Oh,
that's where we met. Yeah.
Yeah.
Long time ago, Whitey. Yeah.
What position?
She was first in catcher mostly.
Okay.
Yeah. She wouldn't throw me out, though. I don't think so. Now she would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She throws you out in many ways.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. All right. Our next guest is, I call him the Koa Bam, the king of all Bay Area media. Would you agree with that, Alan? He's the Koa Bam.
Don't start. Don't
He
gas
is.
him.
I like that.
Don't gas him like that already.
The Koa Bam with us, Bonte Hill. What's up, Bonte?
That's a good one, Whitey, man. Don't do that. You can only call me those things when Alan's not there, okay? You can't do that around Alan Styles. You just can't. It's just, Whitey, I'm disappointed in you, man.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Listen, Bonte, I know that when you come on here, as you're nice enough to do quite often when the Kings are playing the Warriors, things can get a little spicy here and there. But just, we saw your interaction yesterday on social media. We're friends here. We don't want you to go off. We don't want you to get angry. We're just having a good time, and we don't want to deal with angry Bonte today. Right? We're cool, right?
Dude, angry Bonte. I haven't been angry in probably a year and a half. My life is good, Whitey. I don't even know what you're referring to.
I think Bonte, look, I think what they're getting at this Twitter beef they saw. And now, I know you better than that, Bonte. I know, we just...
Whitey knows me better than that. Whitey knows me better than you, Alan. So, again, the disappointment meter when it comes to Whitey Gleason. God, you know what, Alan? When you go solo and Whitey calls in sick, call me back, man. I'm thinking about
Thank you. Thank you.
Listen, it's not a Twitter beef. It's a little back and forth, and sometimes you just got to let the world know that I can still clap back with the best of them.
That's
it.
right.
That's all.
That's why you're the Koa Bam. That's why they call you the Koa Bam.
Now, listen, I can't speak for the other side because I'm waking up in the morning to more tweets, and I'm like, dude, I ain't even said nothing in 24 hours. What's going on here? So sometimes a brother lives rent-free in people's heads. It's all good. This will blow by, but it's not a Twitter beef. I don't even know what the hell it's about. I'm just doing my own thing. Whitey and Alan, I don't even know what's going on out here in these streets.
Yeah, that delayed 12-hour later
I
responses.
saw that.
That's no bueno.
I didn't even see that. Jay told me about that. I was like, yo, I didn't even know this was still going down.
It's like an 18-hour, hell, I'm going to let this marinate for 18 hours, and then I'm going to send a typo with the tweet saying that I'm going to make them cry. It's like, dude, you can't come back with these third-grade clapbacks, man. You got to be better.
Wow.
If you're going to do this, you got to go all the way. This is not even worth my time. If you're going to talk it. Oh, hey, you know what? I'm going to break your bones. Hey, you know what? You're not good at your job. Okay, great. Let's move on, man.
Wow. There he is.
Please don't clip me on that. Please don't clip me on that. Please don't clip me on that.
No,
we won't.
How did we fall so far? Just the Warriors and the Kings 3 years ago. We all know what happened. And now here we are. Bonte, I know you guys are in a better position than the Kings, but what happened?
You know, it's funny. You mentioned that. We're going to bring that up on our pregame show today. Where have we gone since the 2022-2023 first-round series between the Warriors and the Kings? I mean, think about it. We're going to show the team picture of the Sacramento Kings and who's left on that roster. And then you think about the Golden State Warriors. They've basically been living in the play-in since that moment. I don't know if the Warriors are in a better position. Now, I know the Kings, when they have $200 million committed to 9 players going into next season, the Warriors have a player in Jimmy Butler who's not coming back probably till February. Steph's 38. Draymond's probably going to try to opt out of his player option and try to get a new deal for Zingis. We don't know if he's going to play today, tomorrow, next week. I mean, I don't know if the Warriors are in a better spot in terms of the roster, but in terms of the payroll and the picks that they have, if they want to play this out, all that money's coming off the books after next season. And they do have a plethora of draft picks. So that's working for them. But as of right now, is it cool to be the 10th best team in the Western Conference? We're kind of stuck in no man's land right now. Is it advantageous for the Warriors to go ahead and try to win these 2-row playing games and then try to beat Oklahoma City in the first round? I don't know. So it is a far cry from where these teams were 3 to 4 years ago to where they are right now.
Yeah, Bonte, when the whole Jonathan Kuminga thing was going on, and look, we needed the content, so thank you, Jonathan Kuminga. But when that was going on, the whole idea of the Kings don't have anything the Warriors want. I don't know how much of that was based on contracts or how much of that was based on playing style. I know the Warriors seem to really like Porzingis. There was a little bit of Domantas Sabonis chatter for a little bit. Heading into this offseason, what have you heard as far as the big fish? Warriors are always after some big fish, Bonte. But what have you heard as far as the big fish? Is there anybody on the Kings that we could interest you in with the year off of their contracts? Take somebody, please.
Yeah, I don't think the Kings are dead in this situation, man. When it comes to the Warriors and Kings doing business together, like, look, I was intrigued with Malik Monk. I think Malik Monk is very serviceable. I'm not sure what's going on in 916 with Malik Monk and that Sacramento Kings team, but yeah, Joe Lacob once told me back in 95-7, he goes, look, and at the time they had Klay Thompson, Steph, Draymond, and KD, and Joe Lacob looked me in my eyes and said, look, I'm trying to get 4 All-Stars and have 4 All-Stars at one time, all the time. It may not be the same 4 All-Stars, but my goal is to have 4 All-Stars on the floor and compete for championships. So swinging for the big fish, they're going to try to do that. Now, who is that big fish? Is it Giannis? Is it LeBron? Is it Kawhi? Like, look, when it comes to Kawhi, I don't believe the Warriors were close on a deal with the LA Clippers. Why would the Clippers do business with the Golden State Warriors like that and say, hey, let's just take on Jonathan Kuminga and let's start a reset? But the Warriors are looking for big fish. But who's the big fish on the Sacramento Kings? Is it DeMar DeRozan? Do you want a guy in this system, especially if Steve Kerr returns as head coach? You don't want another guy who holds the ball. And I like DeMar DeRozan, but he has a different style of play to what the Warriors want to do, which is why Jonathan Kuminga is no longer in the Bay Area and why he, quote unquote, didn't fit with this organization. So I don't think there's anybody in the Kings right now, Alan, that would interest the Golden State Warriors going into the next season.
The big fish for the Kings right now, and obviously DeMar and Russ have done the most, and tonight they're kind of celebrating what DeMar's done this year, even though he's not playing. But this year it might be Maxime, the big French fish. What has stood out to you in a positive light about Sacramento in the Kings games you've seen this year?
Yeah, Maxime Reynolds is pretty damn good. Who's the point guard you guys got? The young fella who's making some plays. Keegan Murray, obviously. Yeah.
You talk about Devin Carter?
Right, not Devin Carter. Who's the other guy?
You got Killian Hayes, and they got Nick Clifford is the young. Nick Clifford's the
Clifford is the guy I believe I'm talking to. Yeah, Killian Hayes is. It's just one of those deals where you just give him a tryout and see what he can do. Maybe you bring him back for summer league. But also, I'm disappointed with the Keegan situation because I really like Keegan, and that was a guy where I was talking. Hey, do the Kings want to come up off of Keegan Murray for JK? I'll take Keegan Murray right now. But the fact that he hasn't been able to stay healthy, which could benefit the Kings when it comes to the draft lottery. You didn't win enough games here, so you may get a top pick. You may get a top 3 pick, which obviously in this draft you want to be in that situation. There is some silver linings. Now, to me, it just took too long to get there. Like, why? And I get what happened with Russell Westbrook and Matt George, but I was kind of with Matt George in terms of, like, you know what Russ is. Why not get off of Russ? He's going to play hard. Russell Westbrook's been a good veteran. I actually enjoyed him on the Denver Nuggets, and I've enjoyed him in Sacramento. But give the youngsters a shot earlier. Like, we got to start this process now, which was for the Sacramento Kings, I believed, in January. Start it now. You're not playing for anything. You're not going to the playoffs. You're not competing for championships. Let these youngsters just work. Like, give them the reps. Look at what Detroit did a couple years ago. What did Detroit lose? 28 straight games? They're like 1-39 during a 40-game stretch. But guess what? All those players played. They were able to play through those mistakes, able to get those repetitions, and now you look a couple years later, they're the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference. Basically with the nucleus of the same roster, with Isaiah Stewart, Duran, obviously Cade Cunningham, and that's what should have been going on in Sacramento. So at least we've been able to see it over the last few weeks here, but they just started that process a little too late for me, for my liking, where you're still going out there trotting out DeMar DeRozan and Russell Westbrook. You're not going anywhere. Try to get off those guys for anything and just bite the bullet early. I get it. Maybe nobody wants it because of the contracts or whatnot, but you should have started that process earlier. But there is a silver lining that you do have some young talent, especially with Maxime Reynolds and Keegan Murray. I really think those are good building blocks moving forward.
All I got for you, Bonte, because you know you're my guy. Look, I got 2 A's fans in here, and they're always on me. Bonte, will you explain to them, just quickly, why the Giants are a top 5 brand in baseball? That's all. That's all I got, B.
Man.
That's all I got, B.
Man.
That's all.
Under Farhan, they weren't operating like a top 5 brand in baseball. The Padres had catapulted them And then you look at the Dodgers and the Yankees and the Red Sox, and the Cubs are doing their thing. The Brewers have actually been a better run organization than the Giants over the last 7 years. Look, A's fans can chirp all they want to. I'm not going to get into it with A's fans because they lost their team, and I'm not a bully. I'm not here for that, Alan. I know what you're trying to make me do.
No,
Let the A's fans just live. Let the A's
Come on, Alan.
I would
He's
never.
a guest here.
I would never.
Look, like I'm a homer when it comes to the Giants. I get it, but they got work to do. They weren't operating.
Say that
like
one
that
more
under
time for him.
What's that?
Say that one more time for Allen.
Oh yeah, they weren't operating like a top 5 organization under Farhan Zaidi and Gabe Kapler. Alan and I went back and forth when everybody was getting on Sleepy Bob last year about Bob Melvin. I was like, look, players got to play better. And first and foremost, I never wanted Bob Melvin in the first place. Nobody in this market down here in the Bay Area was asking, what if San Diego just allowed Bob Melvin to walk up north to the San Francisco Giants? They went to the playoffs 2 consecutive seasons once Bob left. I wonder why. No more retread. So, look, we got our questions about Tony Vitello, but I like the fact that the Giants made an outside-the-box hire, and they're making moves, man. Like, look, I know they're 5-8 right now, but they made the move for Devers. They signed Willie Adames. They brought in Luis Arise. They're trying to cook here and do things differently that they were doing under Farhan Zaidi. So, are they a top 5 brand in baseball? It's arguable. They're top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
But top 5 right now?
Yeah.
They've got work to do.
Yeah.
It's like what about the Blue Jays right now? You know what I'm saying? What about the Yankees? What about the Dodgers? What about the Padres? You look at the Milwaukee Brewers. What about the Braves, Mets, and Phillies?
Woo!
I mean, those brands are pretty strong right now. So I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, top 5, and the A's fan want to come clap out of saying, hey, you're not a top 5 brand. Okay, whatever. But can you give us top 10? Let's start there.
There you go.
No, you know what? Bonte being nice to y'all.
Oh, you accepting that? You were just arguing the top 3.
No, because
Y'all trying to set me up, man.
Bonte
is an ambush, man.
Bonte is
I got
being
Whitey
nice.
talking about Twitter beefs. I got Alan trying to set me up against A's fans, man. Y'all wonder why I can't go to Sacramento, man. I like to go to Sacramento to the Y16. I want to go to the State Fair. I want to visit the Golden One. But it's because of people like you two guys who's trying to ambush me and set me up. Thank God Jay's there. He's giving me a hall pass, right?
I got you.
I got you, baby.
No, I got you. Hey,
Yeah.
you come out here. I know some people now. I know some people.
Yeah. Oh, man, I don't know, Alan. Man. You've been cool lately, man. I don't know about you, Alan.
Here's the thing, Bonte.
You've been right dirty up there, man. See Styles, man. Who knows? See, Styles lives for the beefs. And you know what? I'll give this to you, Alan. Whitey's over here on the side just getting his popcorn and watching us. He's one of those dudes who sends us the tweets like, look what happened.
Right.
Look what's going on here. How about you speak up, Whitey, and get into this war?
That's right.
How come I got to go put myself out there with these Twitter fingers?
I did want
and
to
go
get
out
in
there
the
and clap
way.
at people, man?
I did want
That's
to
right.
here. But I do want to tell you this. When we talk about the Kings, we talk about the youngsters, but congratulations on the newest youngster in your family.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Alan, I know what it is like to have 2 girls now. Boy, we're going to be broke, bro. Hold on to that job in radio. Take all the gigs you can take, brother.
Man, congrats, Bonte. Really happy for you.
I appreciate you guys, man. Anytime, man. Love you guys up there.
We got to stick together, Bonte. We got to stick together.
We got to stick together with this girl dad life. But don't be trying to ambush me talking about Twitter beefs, man. I thought it was dead. I'm waking up to tweets at 12:30 in the morning. It's like, dude, I didn't reply in 24 hours, man. What's really going on?
I told Whitey and Jay yesterday. Jay said, hey, we're going to get on him about this. I said, that's a weed that I am not a part of. I am not.
Never said that.
I am not a part of that weed.
Hey, listen,
Boy, he pump faking hard on this. He pump faking hard right now.
He is.
I said, not me.
Bonte, let me
Nobody.
tell you something. First thing is, he argued up and down that the Giants was a top 3 brand. A top 3 brand, not alone 5, not 10, top 3. So let's start there. That's first of all.
That's first.
Yeah. Second of all, he's the main one that be on the Twitter talking about trying to get some stuff. It could be, hey, Bonte, it be somebody I ain't never even heard of. And Alan be like, oh, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this.
Trust me, Alan be in them Twitter streets, dog. Deep.
Nah, man, I don't got time no
I'm
more.
like, dude, that's like 2018 for me, man. I'm trying to ease up off the gas pedal when it comes to these Twitter beefs and Twitter clapbacks, man. I walked into the office today at NBC Sports Bay. First thing somebody said, they didn't congratulate me. They was like, yo, man, what's going on these Twitters? Like, yo, dude, I have one little Twitter back and forth for the first time in months. And all of a sudden, everybody's talking about it. Allen being them, dude, he'd be deep in them Twitter streets. Tough.
Yeah.
I'm over here trying to beat Bennett. I ain't in it. And Allen out here is instigating and going at Russell Westbrook and this and that. All that
that's the wrong host. You got the wrong host.
He to keep. Hey, would you call Bonte king of what?
He's the Koabam, king of all Bay Area media.
And Allen is the king of keyboards.
No, come on now. Don't play me like that, Jay.
Whitey trying to kiss my ass right now? Whitey, you're my disappointment meter for bringing it up, Whitey. I expected more from you. Now you're stupid down to Allen's level, man.
Yeah.
Here we go, man.
No, I admit it was top of my list. When we knew you were coming on, we're definitely leading off of that.
Wow.
That was the first spot in the league in the batting order. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You guys are crazy, man.
Yeah. Well,
anyway.
Yeah. We appreciate your time. Try to enjoy this game tonight. I know it's kind of an unusual ending to an unusual season.
Yeah, I mean, the game Tuesday, well, there could be some fireworks after what happened with the NBA investigation and what Draymond was saying. And I did lip read Doug Christie saying, you soft.
Yes.
You soft. So there might be some fireworks up there if you go to 1-6 in what is a rather meaningless basketball game in the NBA.
Is that what happened? Is that Draymond didn't like that, so he clapped back at Doug kind of through the back door in the post game when he talked to Slates and said, hey, we just had a team fouling for no reason?
I mean, listen, I just watched the Wizards and the Brooklyn Nets come to Chase Center and blatantly bench their guys in the fourth quarter, and the Warriors struggled to win those basketball games. Like, they were down to the Brooklyn Nets, and they basically had their starters in warm-ups at the beginning of the fourth quarter. So I guess the Kings game is where we draw the line. Look, I stayed out of that one. I didn't even tweet about that. Go figure, Alan. Take notes. I didn't even tweet about it. I left it alone.
I'm leaving it. I'm done.
All right, Bonte.
We
appreciate it.
All right. You boys enjoy the game, man. Alan, Whitey, Alan, take care, brothers.
See ya.
There he is.
Wow.
Koabam, the king of all Bay Area media. Bonte Hill. Yeah. He got into a little back and forth yesterday with somebody in the Bay Area radio, and that's, yeah.
You went at it.
I didn't know about it till you brought it up yesterday.
Well, I'm just making you informed. I'm just keeping you guys informed. That's my job.
Yeah. So obviously we're not going to pretend it didn't happen.
I didn't say to bring it up. Jay, I said when you said, hey, we bringing it up, I said,
I'm not
bringing it up.
Yeah.
I'm not bringing it up.
Oh, man, that's because you was running from the keyboard. It's good. We were going to talk about it, not type about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this
he's fine.
Kind of a big L for you to have a guy who's done Giants pre and post saying, yeah, they're not top 5. I mean, they're not a top 5 brand.
Well, he was talking more so like it's a.
No, he said
like
they're not a top 5
right,
brand.
like it's more dynamic. I was
Where
saying
you trying to spin this, Alan?
I was saying more historical. He was saying more dynamic.
I don't know what that means, but you said they're a top 3 brand. He said they're maybe top 10.
It's just two different definitions is I think where we were at.
So wait, his is what? Dynamic versus
his is more right now.
Okay,
dynamic.
and yours is
mine was more historical.
Okay,
yeah, exactly.
I can respect that.
All right. Well, we know Alan has some baseball duties of his own. He's got to take care of tonight. River Cats baseball.
Got the slicker, brother?
Yeah, I got something.
That a boy.
Yeah.
No, seriously, like you got to have your coat.
I got a hoodie.
Yeah. Do they a hoodie? No. They got to give you the coat, bro.
I'm gonna see what I can do.
What do you mean? You're the voice. You are partially the voice of the River Cats.
I need to find where the swag closet is.
There you go.
That's what I need.
Put a coat on so the water falls off of it.
That's what I need.
Right boy. You didn't even make a call?
No, I
know you did. I know you did.
You probably just stay in the grandstand, the covered area, doing your stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it just holds off at this point. Yeah.
All right. Well, have a good time. Remember, if you see Alan tonight, he loves it. Like, hello, Larry. He loves that when you say that.
Love it. Absolutely love it. All right. Thanks, guys.
And maybe you will see the beam cutting through
That's right.
Gloom tonight.
That's right. Fireworks tomorrow, not tonight. Win or lose for the River Cats.
Even in the rain?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. I won't be there anyway.
All right. So we will see you on Monday.
See you on Monday.
Yeah.
Hello, Larry.
Too bad, Larry. You're going to miss Jerry Reynolds.
I know. He's going to miss me more.
Sure. Yeah. The great Jerry Reynolds joins us next on Sactown Sports.
The Kings play here, baby. Tonight, Kings and Warriors. King Night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner.
Starts at 5:30 with tip-off at 7. Listen to your Sacramento Kings.
On the official home of Kings basketball, Sactown Sports 1140.
Your Toyota's been through a lot with you. Traffic, rain, potholes, you name it. But it keeps showing up mile after mile. So maybe it's time to give a little back. For a limited time at your local Toyota dealer, get 3 new tires and get the 4th for $1. Because a ride that's always there for you deserves to be taken care of. 3 tires, get the 4th for $1? Go on. Treat your Toyota. Deal ends April 30th. Keep your Toyota a Toyota. Restrictions apply. Toyota and Scion vehicles only. See participating Toyota dealers for details.
Contractors, remodelers, you now have a great supplier to assist you with your next project. Anova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento. They are Northern California's best kitchen and bathroom remodeling supply store. Anova has the latest cabinet styles, a great selection of countertops, flooring, bathroom fixtures, and more. Visit their website, InnovaCabinetStone.com. Take advantage of their grand opening special, a $750 in-store credit. Stop by today, Innova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
At quarterback, calling the right play could change the whole game. And when your car breaks down, same idea. Make the right call before the big repair bill hits. CarShield helps protect you from expensive auto repairs. Plans include 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, and rental car options, all to keep your drive alive. Look, breakdowns happen, but choosing CarShield, that's the easiest call you'll make all day.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener, like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV, but if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to it at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
At quarterback, calling the right play could change the whole game. And when your car breaks down, same idea. Make the right call before the big repair bill hits. CarShield helps protect you from expensive auto repairs. Plans include 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, and rental car options, all to keep your drive alive. Look, breakdowns happen, but choosing CarShield, that's the easiest call you'll make all day.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for the Declaration of Deals sales event?
There's nothing more American than a Jeep. And with the Declaration of Deals, now is the time to get your hands on a new Jeep Wrangler Willys when you save up to $9,500 off MSRP. This is the most capable and versatile 4x4 Jeep on the road, and it could be yours.
What else do you have?
Whatever you want. With our Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter, you can find whatever you're looking for. We have over 180 vehicles available and almost 40 under $20,000. Plus, don't discount the award-winning customer service you get with our 5th-generation family dealership.
Don't wait. Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet. Period. $9,500 total net savings on select new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Willys after $5,000 factory rebate and $4,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include $2,500 select inventory bonus cash on select inventory. Due with this net savings, sample VIN 173077. See dealer for details.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find: happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Growing your business? It's all about having the right team on the court. At Bank of Marin, we partner with businesses in the greater Sacramento area, delivering personalized service and local expertise to help you make a slam dunk. Whether it's customized lending or solutions to keep your business growing, you'll benefit from local decision making. Expanding, acquiring additional assets, or building a lasting banking relationship? We're ready for tip-off. Bank of Marin, your local business bank. Visit us at bankofmarin.com. Member FDIC.
DQ presents the Blizzard Double Flip Deal. For a limited time, when you buy one Blizzard treat, you get a second for just 99 cents. That's 2 Blizzards, 2 spoons, 2 flavors, and 2 flips. So don't miss out on the Blizzard Double Flip Deal, available only for a limited time and happening now at DQ. Because the only thing better than a Blizzard treat is a second Blizzard treat for just 99 cents. It's a deal to flip for. The Blizzard Double Flip Deal. Get it in the app. Participation may vary.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction.
Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, April 11th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies, all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Alan Stiles had to attend to his River Cats duties, so, that creates obviously a gaping hole in our lineup. So we were wondering, well, how do you fill a hole like that? We thought maybe we just shut down. But we figured, well, we might as well figure something out to get to game night. Because bottom of the hour, we take you to game night for the Kings and the Warriors. Then we realized, hey, it's Friday. Let's bring them on. Our all-time favorite guest, all-time Kings icon, the one and only Jerry Reynolds joins us. How are you today, Jerry?
Well, hello, Whitey. I talked to Jay, and I guess I'm going to miss Alan. I'm a little, just a little bit concerned. I was going to ask him, what would he do if he saw a kid riding an electric bike and having a puppet on?
I don't know that he can handle it. Yeah.
Would that lead to some sort of violence or some altercation of some kind? These are things we must find out.
Yeah, we'll have to wait, but I'm with you. We'll have to find out, but unfortunately we can't right now. Hey, are you enjoying the Masters?
Yes, I am. I'm a big Rory McIlroy fan, and of course he was unbelievable today. Obviously a long way to go, but yeah, I love I love majors, all the majors, but the Masters is probably my favorite, or it is my favorite, not probably. Mm-hmm. But yeah, amazing golf, and then got a huge NBA game tonight, and So got that to look forward to.
Yes. What did you make of the NBA's investigation into the Kings after they were accused of blatant tanking in the last Warrior game?
Well, that just kind of shows you what little they have to do. Yeah, it's like, really? Of course. And then again, it's always like Draymond's involved in everything. It's like he made a big deal of it. Yeah, the Kings kind of screwed up, but it wasn't an attempt to tanking. They just forgot the situation. Well, that stuff happens. Mm-hmm. And I had a fan once, or a person asked me, said, how come his assistants didn't tell Doug the situation? I said, well, he only has 10 of them,
But to that point, isn't he? I mean, he was just standing there and he told Doug McDermott to foul. It's not like they were in conference, right? Where he was like, hey guys, what do we, there was an assistant couldn't tell him not to do that.
No. And it's just a mistake,
Yeah.
That's on the scale of mistakes during this season, that wouldn't rank very high. Mm-hmm. And the truth of it is, it's meaningless, but Draymond got to vent his spleen a little bit, which is very rare. And, and he, as usual, gets more attention than he deserves on any level.
Mm-hmm. Coach, it's been I like to call it a witch hunt, for a lack of a better term here, this past, back half of the season. In your memory, can you remember at any point in time where the NBA has kind of come down on one subject for at least a half of a season or maybe a full season like it has this year?
No, I think this is the worst. Of course, I think more teams have been positioning themselves for longer than I can ever remember as well. And so I think that's kind of brought it on. Mm-hmm. And then, and certainly the Kings, I think they're the most innocent of the group, because it's like this latest thing. It's like, well, really, the Kings have actually been playing pretty good winning basketball here of late, to the consternation of some fans. Mm-hmm. And as opposed to, really with Utah and Indiana and Brooklyn and Washington, I think they found ways to take it to new levels.
Mm-hmm. Great. Jerry Reynolds, nice enough to join us. I want to ask you about DeMar and what he's done here. It looks like, they're honoring him tonight because he just moved up into 16th place in the all-time scoring list. It's possible he won't be back next year. We don't know. It's possible he doesn't know. But I think the most impressive thing about his time here is that he has been so consistent and professional when everything around him here with Sacramento has been inconsistent and in some ways perhaps unprofessional. Would you agree with that as far as what has really stood out about him and his time here?
Yeah, 1,000%. DeMar has been exactly, who we thought he would be. His career tells you he's been an amazing offensive scorer. Brings it every night. Very, I think, unselfish to some degree. Underrated passer. Mm-hmm. Good teammate. Just a pro's pro. He should be honored. And obviously one of the great scorers in the history of the game. And certainly it's nearer the end of his career than the start. But he deserves a lot of credit for how he's handled things. And I don't know how anybody could have handled it any better, really.
Coach and Whitey, please forgive me because at the moment I know we still have 2 games left in the season, but my mentality is already on next week as far as exit meetings and exit interviews. So, Whitey, I know you might come back with another basketball question, but Legend, you've been at just about every position known to a human being when it comes to a basketball organization. As a season whittles down and now you're looking at kind of your exit interviews with your players and your staff as a general manager or someone that's in the front office, put yourself in this position for me and take me back. Like, how are you handling a team that hasn't done so well and now you're getting ready to attack your exit interviews? What's on your mind?
Well, I think what would be on Scott Perry's mind and the coach and everybody else is kind of trying to make sure they have a clear idea of who really should be in the plans for next year. You know, I mean, that's kind of like number one. Obviously, the draft and things and trades potential, that's all down the road. But there's clearly some decisions need to be made on guys who you need to move on from for various reasons, or you want to be sure you keep and are part of the rebuilding process.
Mm-hmm.
That means some, you know, some probably hurt feelings in interviews and exits.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I want to ask you, Coach, about a player we were talking about today. We've been talking about the draft and how the Kings could end up with a point guard, and maybe if you pick later in the draft, maybe it's not a franchise-changing point guard, but it could be a good player. And it reminded me, for some reason, I was flashing back on Kenny Smith. And Kenny Smith, I know you guys picked 6th, and he was a really good player, was not franchise-changing. And then I know you guys got a good player for him, but he went somewhere else, eventually in Houston, and he ended up being a key part of a championship team. So it's possible the Kings will end up with that type of player if they draft later in the first round. It doesn't have to be a franchise-changing player to be a key player to your master plan, right?
No, it doesn't have to be. I mean, that's what you want.
Yeah.
I think with the available talent on the roster, a really good rookie that could start right away and help you get better, that would be a good pick. It wouldn't be a great pick. You know, it's like with the Kings. Had we taken Kevin Johnson, that would have been better. Of course, Kevin went to Cleveland. He didn't play there either. He was traded to Phoenix because they had Mark Price, who, as Kevin told me, said Mark Price beat him up every day.
Oh, yeah?
Or outplayed him. You know, Mark was great, one of the more underrated players in the last 25 years or so. But anyway, but you're right there. That may be what happens. I mean, we've talked a lot, and me in particular, about what they want and need in this draft is a star. And they may not be able to get one.
But Kenny Smith was a good player, right? He was a good player, just not a great player.
Excellent player. And, you know, as you pointed out, he played, you know, with Houston. Obviously, he could be their third or fourth guy. And that was the problem with the Kings. We had a bunch of third and fourth guys. And fifth guys.
Sounded a little similar.
Yes, exactly, Jay. That's what I'm trying to say. That's exactly the problem. And so, you know, it's not a basically, I think Kenny was traded to Atlanta for Antoine Carr, who was awfully good too. You know, and that's good years. But anyway, the trick is. And of course, that's why fans upset about where you may pick. Well, we don't even know. You know, Dallas picked, you know, they got Cooper Flagg at number 1. They weren't supposed to get number 1. So maybe even if the Kings are in the 5th position or whatever, they still might get the top pick. And I guess my big question on this, and you guys know a lot about it, more than I do probably, but it seems to me like DeBansa is basically number 1 on most teams' ideas. I mean, sheets. That in most cases he would be number 1. Now the real draft may start at 2.
Yeah.
and of course then the follow. And I mean, I do think it's a really good draft, very deep. But you know, I'm selfishly looking for that guy that comes in and makes the team 15 games better, and I haven't seen him.
Joined by the legendary Jerry Reynolds. How much, and I guess this is not the best question because I don't want to put the pressure on you, but I know you can handle it. How much do you trust your scouts who have been scouting these prospects throughout the whole entire season versus, you know, film versus, like, what piece of the pie or the puzzle are you trusting? Your own eyes, your scouts' eyes, your combine? Yeah, right, exactly. What's the piece of the pie that you trust when you're evaluating some of these prospects, Jerry?
I think it's all of the above. I think you're right. I mean, you have to have scouts that you trust and you feel like they know the league and what it takes to play, and they have a good idea on the players in the number area that you're talking about, as well as the combine and of course today in the combine they don't play much, the top guys. But I think any kind of psychological testing, meetings, get a feel of, is he the kind of kid you want you think will be a worker and improve, and then ultimately it comes down to the decision maker, and you've got to take all that information, and basically it's your decision. You got to make it, and sometimes there's a little bit of a feel to it, I guess. But I think it's tough. I mean, at the end of the day, Scott Perry's going to have to make that call. He'll take all the information he can get from everybody.
I would think, Coach, that the trickiest part is this, and I'm not talking about anybody in this draft, but in any draft, and I know you've lived it, so you know all about this, but we've talked about how there are players that need to win, and then there's everybody else who would like to win, and those are the guys you want, right? And it's hard because no one is going to tell you, yeah, I don't really care if we win or not. They're all going to tell you, I need to win, but then you have to figure out who really lives that.
Yeah, exactly. And there's really, as sometimes as fans, we think that all players are like that. Well, they're not. The LeBrons and the Bill Russells and, and the Birds and Kobe Bryant and guys like that, I mean, that are driven. Michael Jordan are driven to a point of abnormality. I always learned that from Bill Russell. Always told me, he said, I ain't normal. Ain't nothing normal about me.
You guys have ended up with a lot of abnormalities, but not that way.
Well, we've had the other way. Oh, yeah, you want the abnormality that is super competitive.
Right.
Super competitive. Takes losing personal.
Yeah.
I always said, I really believe this, that when the ball goes up, you almost ought to see personality changes.
Just flip.
Flip the switch, and I guess through the years, seeing guys like John Stockton and Karl Malone, I mean, just beast competitively, played every play. Every play. And that's what you're looking for.
Who was the best competitor you ever coached?
That I ever coached? Well, actually, it was probably in junior college and small college was Foots Walker.
Oh, Clarence Foots Walker. Yeah.
Yep, Foots Walker played 10 years or so in the league, and he really shouldn't have been an NBA player, but he just basically worked his way into it. Just wouldn't, was one of those guys that overachieved and kept overachieving. And I always say with Foots, most of the amazing thing to me was he lost one game in high school. He lost, I think, 3 in junior college in 2 years, and he lost 3 at West Georgia the last 2 years. Of course, I was with him in junior college in West Georgia. So basically, his whole career, he lost about 5-6 games, and he had state champions, junior college champions, and college champions.
Man.
That's a winner.
That is a winner. Legend, I'm going to kick it back here for my question. I was down the rabbit hole about the Sacramento Kings before they were the Sacramento Kings.
Throwback question?
That's my throwback, baby.
Here we
my
go.
bad. I didn't let you intro. Go ahead, Whitey.
And now it's time for Jay's throwback question, Flashback Friday question for Jerry Reynolds.
Here we go, Jerry. Otis Birdsong, Kansas City King, 4-time All-Star. I believe he came with the Kings, was drafted 76 or 77, got out of there about 81. What's your memory of Otis Birdsong?
A lot of memories. I got to know Otis a little bit, because they practiced at my college gym when I was a college division coach. That was a Kings practice facility. Teams didn't have them in those days, so they used wherever they could get. And Otis would come in. I'd a lot of times open the gym for him so he'd get extra work. So really good guy. I always remember Otis telling telling me and said, I think it's one of those things that got in the papers. He said, "There's only two sure things in life: taxes and my jump shot." I thought that was an all-time great line, and I mean, he was, he's one of those 15, 18-foot shooters, and when guys didn't shoot a lot of threes, but I mean, he could go get his shot. A little bit like Devin Booker. I think, honestly, I think, very similar to that. And of course, he played with Phil Ford, who would have been a really great player had he gotten his body torn up after third or fourth year, whatever. But could so quick, could get to the spot, and kind of like Booker and rise up over people, and get a good defender, probably above average, and then as much as anything, just a real delightful person and good teammate, and he brought it. He wanted to play every night. He's one of those guys that I know for a fact would play hurt. I saw him with some bad ankles, and that a lot of guys wouldn't have played with, and he'd get them taped and retaped in order to play.
That was a great one, Jay.
Yeah. Old Bird song.
Love to shine the light on guys that get a little forgotten in the mix here from the past.
Yeah. Taxes and my jump shot, baby.
All right, Coach. We appreciate it. Hope you have a great weekend, and we will talk to you soon.
All right. Well, just be ready for a big game tonight.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And kind of keep an eye on Allen. I'm a little worried about it.
As you should be.
Actually, I'd ask him, just on the side, you guys, how does he feel about old people? I'm a little worried.
I'm worried about that myself. With
puppies and babies, I don't know. Maybe we might be next. I don't know.
All right. We'll look into it. Thank you, Coach. Jerry Reynolds. Nothing like a Friday.
I hadn't even thought about that.
I hadn't either.
Man.
Yeah.
Great thoughts. Great thought. Whitey. We might have to get him out of the studio with you, brother. Man. Can't be having my boy Stretchy be in the line of action.
I haven't picked up those vibes, but I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah. Watch his movements.
And thank you, Jay. That was an outstanding. I know for some people it's like, I don't know who that is, but thank you, Otis Birdsong, a Kansas City King.
Yeah.
For taking us back down memory lane there.
I try to do this, and I know you do this as well. I'm not the biggest TV person, that, and I've said that multiple times, but I love to get on the internet. I'm definitely a researcher, and I'm still more of a computer guy. Like I jump on the laptop more times than my phone, right? Just because I like the bigger screen, the bigger, the more amplification from the speakers. And so sometimes I'll go to the man cave, and I'm just diving deep into research because you know how it is, Whitey. A lot of times we have listeners and viewers who they want to ask you guys questions, and sometimes some of the smallest things, it's like, oh, man, that takes a little bit to research, and you do a great job. But sometimes it's like, oh, I know that because I actually did some research on whatever, the 72 Kings. For whatever reason, I fell down that rabbit hole. And so I was looking at some of the Kings because I told you this. I am still wrapped around the ABA right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm all in on it. I'm trying to figure out how we can recoup this league. How can we just, spark this back up a little bit?
I've thought about that a time or two myself.
I might have to call Ice Cube, see if we can expand it 3-on-3.
Yeah.
But I was looking at some of the Kings rosters. I was like, man, Otis Birdsong is one of those guys, like the legend said, Kenny Smith, he was very good, but most people wouldn't say he was great. Right?
Yeah.
Multiple-time All-Star, All-League NBA, but playing with, playing against some of the better guys or people who are remembered a little more kind of gets forgotten.
Yeah, and you know what, Jay, not to shift gears here, but that really applies to baseball because there's so many more guys that play baseball.
That's a good point.
And you go back, whatever era, and you're talking about guys that were really good but didn't make the Hall of Fame or anything. There's so many players.
True.
Like, that guy was really good, and then they're just forgotten. But the thing that really resonated with me about our conversation with Jerry today is when he was talking about how competitive you want players to be when you're drafting them and paying them millions of dollars. And he mentioned, who did he mention? He said Larry, Russ, and he mentioned Malone, Kobe, and he mentioned John Stockton. And I think I've told this story before, but I know some people that do some stuff at Gonzaga. And one of the guys was telling me he was up there. They were in the summer a couple of years ago, and there was a pickup volleyball game, and John Stockton was there because he's always there doing stuff at Gonzaga. And my friend told me, he's like, oh, man. He wanted to win so bad. So you figure, what is he? I don't know, 60 or whatever, playing pickup volleyball in the summer. But you can't turn that off. If you need to win, you need to win. And I would think it would be so hard sometimes to figure out the guys that you want to draft. Boy, this guy's got all the talent. Does he have that? Do you have that? And, of course, everyone's going to say yes. Oh, yes. But do they really? And, so often I think players that we find out they're a bust or whatever you want to call it. So often it ends up one of the things they have in common is they like to win, but they just didn't need to win.
Yeah. And, I'll throw something even on top of that. A little more sugar sprinkle a little more sprinkles on top of that is the money now compared to the money in the 80s or the 70s, the 90s.
Yeah.
Like we have role players making what superstars made, back in the 80s and the 90s. And we don't even want to get into the 70s and stuff. So I'm with you on that, Whitey. It's very hard to get a person to move, especially when they're very comfortable doing other things. I'll say this. I can't remember who the artist was, but it was a rapper at one point in time. And they were having an interview with this rapper. And it escapes me who it is. And the interviewer, the journalist, said, it feels like, and a lot of fans feel like you just don't have that passion anymore. You're not bringing what you used to bring, 10 years ago in the beginning of your career. And that rapper said, you know what? It's a little hard. When I was growing up, I didn't have my lights. I was sleeping on the floor. Now I'm sleeping on thousand count thread sheets.
Right.
I've got 10 cars outside. Now, that's overkill, but I got 10 cars. I'm pulling up to a gated community when at one point in time, I didn't know where I was going to live. So I'm a little more comfortable now.
Yeah.
I'm not spitting with the veracity that I always did.
And to me, you can't really blame someone, a player. I know we like to say that guy he doesn't play or he doesn't want to win. They're human beings. You have people, you give them tens of millions of dollars.
Man, come on.
Can you blame them sometimes for saying, it's just not that important to me.
Yeah.
Some players, I've talked to Jerry about this, about no one in particular, but he says some, like basketball players, they like the idea of being a basketball player more than they like playing basketball.
Yeah.
So it's not on them, it's on the team making those decisions. Do I hitch my wagon to you or not? So once you do, if you're wrong, oh well.
Yeah. Damn what Deion said, my library card gonna turn to my credit card. Right? Yeah.
Right.
So I understand. It's that hence why we have the combine and scouting and general managers, trusting their gut, trusting their eye.
Yeah.
And that's why I asked Jerry that is how, what pieces of the puzzle do you put together to draft a prospect?
Mm-hmm.
Especially, like you said, we've been...
Because at some point, if you're the GM, pardon me, but if you're the GM, you have all the pieces and everyone says, this is what I would do, but it's like, okay, you got to make the call.
It's on your plate.
Mm-hmm.
And don't pull a Thomas Robinson.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Jay, top of the fifth, the A's lead the Mets 1-0, and middle of the fourth, Giants are leading the Orioles 3-0. The Giants still continuing that unscored upon streak. They might be turning this thing around, Jay.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, listen, as I've told Alan, every team goes on a run.
Yeah.
Even the Rockies are playing well right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll see. I always like to say, people talk July. We'll see in June.
Yeah, I know you have consistently said that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in June.
Day-to-day.
That's fine.
Oh, no, they won. It's the greatest ever.
So it makes you, brother. And we love it.
Game 9 is coming up. Kings and the Warriors as the season mercifully almost comes to an end. There is something cool about the last couple games of the season. Just time to reflect on, especially when you're not going anywhere, what's been, and it's going to get really exciting again. I think starting next week, Jay, right? We're going to start hearing things about the Kings as soon as next week.
Yeah, well, the NBA is going to move and shake, and just like, the Black Mondays and everything in football, like those things are going to happen next week throughout the NBA. So even if it's not a lot about the Kings, there's going to be moving parts around the Kings as well, too.
Mm-hmm. as we get ready, of course, for the NFL draft, the NBA draft. And tonight, the Kings honoring and